Dave Attell, who I had not met before. So it was fun to spend some time talking to him. I think he's a brilliant comic. I think his latest special, Hot Cross Buns, is something I'd highly recommend. He's an incredible joke writer. And, just getting to know how self-deprecating he is about himself and how humble he is about himself. We tried to kind of prop him up a little bit. Yeah. But he's super smart and funny, David.
Yeah, we give him actual awards he's won and things he's done, and he doesn't. Yeah. He disregards them. But yeah, I've always heard positive about Attell. We overlapped a little bit on Saturday Night Live because he was a writer. He came in to write, I think, around Sarah Silverman year and Jay Moore, he said. But got into that grind. He's a comedian guy. He's always been someone that really loves that more than being a performer as far as sitcoms or whatever. That wasn't his lofty goal. Loved old comics like Mitch Hedberg, Bill Hicks. So he talks about that. He talks about how long a special would be, how to name a special. We got into a lot of interesting things, and a very, very nice guy.
Yes. He's as far as stand-ups, and if you talk to stand-ups, they'll always mention Attell. Because Dave Chappelle, 2 days, but they'll always mention Attell as one of the greats. And I think he truly is. He's so unassuming about it and vulnerable, actually. But yeah, Comedy Central kind of was a big part of his career. That's very interesting. And his time on SNL and the way he thinks going forward in his career. So I would just keep driving if you're driving, or if you're shopping, or if you're gardening, just keep doing what you're doing and press play.
Yeah, I'd say if you're in the supermarket listening to your earphones, pull the cart over in the produce section and just listen. Don't get unfocused by cantaloupes or anything. Just
stop. If you're squeezing some French bread and going, is this stale? Right at that moment, press play.
Squeezing French bread and going, I just broke my finger. This one's too hard.
When did this get into the store?
Okay, here he is. Attell.
Hey, can you hear me?
Even worse, I can see you.
At least recognize my presence. Guys, hello, fellas. Thanks for having me.
Dana, I just saw Mr. Attell. We'll talk about his special in a minute, but I just saw him at Kill Tony. He's the wrong guy to do it with. He's too funny. They should have thrown me some sucker,
Yeah, what happened there? Because people told me that you just didn't talk.
Who, me?
What was with Spade at Kill Tony? That's what I got from my people.
Not even a welcome to the show. Just jump right in.
Oh, for you? There's no welcome here. We get right to the gossip.
Kind of like it's always going, like eternal.
We'll do a 20-minute interview where we'll just talk and
oh yeah, we do an intro after you leave, so it's like coming
and then
up.
It's like our guest coming up. So yeah,
I get it. As we used to call it, ass first. I get it.
How do you not have a podcast, or you don't want one?
I don't have a podcast. That's why I'm excited. You guys look a little jaded, but it was fun doing Kill Tony with Dave. I've always been a fan of Dave, and I'm just going to say it. I think he classed up the show.
Yeah,
he put a fresh paint on it. I thought it was really great that he was a part of it.
Yeah, we definitely had fun. I had fun with it. It was the hard part for me was, first of all, if I didn't talk a lot, that's not really my thing, is to rip into people and tell them, crush their dreams. They're here to do 1 minute of stand-up. It's a definitely funny process. Kill Tony, Brian, his buddy, get out there. There's a band behind him if you don't know. And then most of Austin comes up to try to get on stage. It's literally most of the town. And they all have a minute to do their shit. And then Tony interviews them. And then we chirp in with our bullshit. But they know what they're doing. It's a very smooth running operation. And,
let me ask you guys, because I've only seen it once, and there was this Robin Williamsy young guy who was actually kind of great. This is cool. What is the core reason it's so successful, besides the reality show aspect? Because I saw one where two guys went at each other, like really trying to dominate each other, two comedians, and it was like sort of a turf war. So is that part of the magic of it. It's fun to see people truly angry and kind of humiliated sometimes, and also get laughs.
It's a train wreck, and I think everybody loves to watch I think everybody loves to watch the drama of it. And I think Dave is right. I mean, like, it is the biggest thing. I mean, like, you can't even God help you if you need an operation that night, because I don't think you're going to be able to get one. I mean, everybody's there.
The ambulance drivers are all there trying to get on.
Everybody, it's like the town shuts down. Like,
I see.
Everybody, it's Kill Tony night. That's what we do.
Yeah. So what happened is I sat there, and Attell is perfect for the situation because he just can say anything funny about anything. And Kill Tony runs the show. So I sit there as a class act and wait for my time to jump in. I wait till I've got a little bit of a joke. But I was happy with it. I thought it was fun. I wasn't super comfortable because I had a fucking F5 tornado in front of me blowing a fan in my face. I don't know why there was a Arctic.
Why do they always put you near air conditioning?
I don't know, and I'm such a pussy. It's unbelievable. Is the word not gotten out yet? I'm like, so I put on my shades, honestly, because it was so blowing so hard in my face. So this is a new move. Put your shades on. Then I put my hat on. Then I put my coat on. And Attell was starting to get worried, like, what's next? So then we watch, but he smokes and Tony smokes, which smoking doesn't really bother me as much because I grew up, my mom smoked and every girl I knew smoked. And so I don't care. It was really the coldness. And then I thought it was fun. Like, people would do a minute. I think that's part of the appeal, Dana. They do a minute and it's either fucking dead silence. And one guy said, "How long have you been doing comedy?" And he goes, 13 years. I go, I would have taken the under on that because I thought it was one day. And I'm like, oh, so, that's the only meanness I can do to them. Everyone thinks I'm a real mean.
Does everybody pad the audience? It seems like you get your college buddies drunk and then you go do your minute, right? Or is there a lot of that going on? I would.
None of these people have friends. They're all lone wolves. And
insults.
Right. It was emotionally cold in there. There was no love in the room. And I think he was the ringmaster. He enjoys this kind of like pulling the strings, and he gets into their like real lives and everything like that. And I think we're of a different generation where it's like, you're supposed to be supportive to the new comics. Go, hey, you know what? It's a process. You keep doing it, you're going to get better. But Tony, of course, tough love. No, none of that. He goes right at him. And, I think at the end of the day, people get it, like this is kind of like, it's kind of like reverse support, in a way. Really
definitely something like that. Yeah.
It was pretty fun though.
Did you ever do anything like that? In San Francisco, there was a stand-up comedy competition, but you went through rounds.
That was a big deal.
I was in it in college in 77. Did you have any of that out where you were starting?
There was always these weird, I guess it was always sponsored by somebody, something like that, where it's like, but I don't think it was anything like that scene. And I always, since this is really kind of our first real meeting, is that I always wanted to ask you about like that San Francisco back in the day, because, I knew Slate and I knew a lot of the big names that came out of San Francisco and like how important it was to like comedy, and especially stand up. And then it kind of like, by the time I got there, it was already like, I guess it wasn't as wild as it was back then. But really, like, I always heard all the stories about Robin coming down, and even to, the punchline, the original punchline, and then Cobb's, that's really the scene I knew. But you knew like the Purple Onion. What was the Onion place?
Ooh.
Onion, a little tiny room.
What was it called though? The Purple Onion or something?
Yeah, the Purple Onion. Yeah.
Okay, cool. Yeah, I never played there.
And Cobb's moved. Did you ever play Cobb's before it moved?
Yes, I did. There was a mysterious fire, and then they had to move. Yeah.
Right. That was Larry Bubbles Brown, I think, was the arson on that one. No, he's
another unsung hero of comedy, Larry Bubbles, who every time I play Cobb's, I make sure he's on the show because I love him. He's great.
He's one of my best friends. He's an amazing human and extraordinarily funny, but he makes comedians funnier because he legitimately will, if you say something he thinks is funny, he'll laugh at it and then repeat it and keep laughing. And it's really sincere, because we used to have this running gag. We would show up, you drive to the gig and it's like a little theater, and the guy goes, "Hey, are you with the show?" And it's like, "We are the fucking show, motherfucker." And I said, "You jack him up against the wall, say, 'Listen, squirt.'" So to Larry Bubbles Brown, "Listen, squirt" was the funniest thing, and he kept
squirt,
and it went go for 10 years. But yeah, it was Slayton was amazing, really hard to follow. Michael Pritchard, Robin was always around, blowing the roof off. You're about to go on at the little club, and Robin's going to do a set. It'd be like 3 hours. Yeah, it was quite a scene. I don't know if Boston was sort of
we had Bobcat,
the East Coast
too.
version. Bobcat came through, and then Paula Poundstone from Boston, and they blew up in San Francisco.
Yeah,
San Francisco was definitely the place where people, I think, figured it out. And credit to you, Dana. I think you're one of the few guys that Larry Bubbles will get on a plane for. The guy hates to fly. Mm-hmm. I mean, look at him. He kind of looks like a Dust Bowl guy, like back of a jalopy, with his like piano or something tied up there. He's not a flyer. So
he's like somebody. It took one day to know him and 20 years to believe it. But I'm not a great flyer, but I've never walked a flight. There's times it's been thunderstorms and all that. I don't enjoy it. But so I'm meeting Larry, San Francisco, SFO, and he's there, and we're about to board, and Larry goes, I think I got to walk the flight. So immediately I was like, that's okay. We'll do it next time. I wasn't going to shit on. We'll do it next time. You just, it doesn't matter. We're playing Vegas. And then I said, well, maybe if you wanted, he doesn't drink at all, drinks Diet Coke, but he had, I guess, one drink. And he got on the plane, and then he's like, I don't think he ever drank after that, but it's like, this is great. This is the way you do it, So that helped him for that flight.
But Larry makes up for it with his incredible knowledge of everyone's birthday. He can tell you the day of your birthday, which is like
that looks good on the resume.
Ability. I don't know if that impresses the ladies, but that's like, hey, what's your birthday? And then I'll say that was a Wednesday, or he'll know. So.
And his classic line, I went to the doctor, and I said, what's that lump on my testicle? He said, that is your testicle, you idiot, or something like that.
That's his dick.
And then he does a, no, but you can say to him, Tuesday, 1968, or March 31st, 1968. It was a Tuesday. It's like, what? And you look it up. But yeah, he's great.
He's a one of a kind.
So I'm just curious. I don't know. Yes. I'm always curious. When did you know? When did? Let's put it this way. When did people not want to follow you?
Yeah.
Let's just put it that way. When I don't want any part of that fucking middle act. When was it like you have to close? How many years in?
To be honest, like the New York scene, it was very, back in the 90s, I guess, it was really, there was a lot of really hardcore acts here at that point, but I wouldn't put it against Boston, because I think Boston was definitely like another level of like, wow, these guys can blow it out. But I was a late night comic. That's where they put me. And I kind of like embraced it instead of like going like, I'm going to move up or anything like that. I felt like at the end of the show, like it was harder, but it was also freer to some degree, where like, if you could get anything out of them, it was really like, it was kind of like the pond had already been fished out, but whatever you thought was like a huge whale, so I was like, this is really good for me. But that was really them like putting me there, and then I kind of like got better at it. And then when I would move up in the show, and it really has helped me on the road too, which is like, following people and all that kind of stuff. I felt like I was stronger. I was a stronger act. And, usually that means just more bad habits, I knew what to do and how to work the crowd and everything. But in terms of like, I would say sometime in the 90s, when I became a headliner, I actually really, since this is an SNL kind of thing here, I'm kind of like what you would call the guy who didn't really, I know SNL is an experience, it's different for everybody, but for me, it was kind of like something I did when I really wanted to do stand up, and like agents and managers said this would be great, and like I auditioned and more liked me, and I was a writer, I wasn't a performer, and I really wanted to learn how to do it, but I didn't really have that mindset yet. I really wanted to be a stand-up. I wanted to be Bill Hicks or Sam Kinison. But that's where I met Dave, who was really kind to me the whole way through. And I was also a fan of his before I had, been a Portland. I really liked his stand-up.
Great
I liked the way he did things. And, to be honest, I was like, it taught me more about show business than it did about comedy, because I saw how things work there in terms of like, there's a host, and then if you get something on, you get to sit closer to Lauren at the party, and then this person, there's like this kind of like levels and circles of like influence there. But I got to meet Mike Myers and the late great Phil Hartman and Sandler, who always another guy very cool to me. I got to meet a lot of people who I gone on to great success, and I was glad to like know them, but it was never my thing. But I think for you guys, that's really like where like things gel, like where you got to take all the stuff that you would learn, and put it in an ensemble, I guess format, which, I'm impressed by that. To this day, I really am impressed how people can take stuff and turn it into something, a sketch or a movie or something like that. So,
well,
I'm a club comic,
in a reverse way, it like I was, my stand-up was pretty goofy. It is now. When I look at jokesmiths or brilliant writing, and people who can really take a topic like you do in this latest special, Hot Cross Buns. It's like a magic trick to me. Like, okay, there's the introduction, and then you're turning it. And it's like, oh, wow, that's the best turn. That's the best payoff to that setup. And you're doing it over and over again. And for me, I was up there doing Chopping Broccoli and voices. I'm just trying to do sketches in clubs with hecklers and blenders. So when I finally got to do sketch, it was okay, that fit me. But you and David are just great writers of material, just real material.
Well, I can't tell you how many, especially girls I know who would always bring up that chopping up the broccoli thing to me. They'd be like, "How do you got a joke like that?" I'm like, I don't got anything.
I agree. I think it's ridiculous.
I can do that.
Who's got a joke? No one's got a joke like that.
You really like hit a nerve with these women. They love that bit. So, don't throw it out.
Well, it's since there is no joke other than a guy who's horrible and is utterly committed to how bad he is. But
that's on Dana's album called.
You're being humbled out because you are kind of in the I guess you could say the Mount Olympus of comedy. I mean, like, people didn't really
Mount Olympus.
Too busy being successful to actually like do the kind of road that we do now. Like road is like a really it's never been better for everybody. I mean, like look at these amphitheaters and these things. I mean, it used to be like in the 70s, 80s, like you saw, like Martin or Dice or somebody like that doing that, but not everybody could do it. Now there's like at least 20, 30 people who are selling out these mega, venues. So, that's not my thing, but I think it's really good for comedy,
comedy's a big deal.
I love where you shot the special and the way it felt at Cobb's, the way it was lit and the tightness of the audience and stuff. I thought it really popped. Specials can sometimes lay there. I've been in a few myself and they don't quite happen. I think you were kind of saying you guys are really great tonight. I don't know if you were just celebrating the moment, but it seemed like that taping of you and doing that set was a 10 from what I could gather.
Which is a rarity.
Really connected. Or was it just, did you feel extra good? Because they don't always go that well, right? The tapings.
No, that's true. Because, the first show we had a lot of technical problems. And the director of the special, Scott Gowlick, he's a really good friend of mine. He's done my road work one. And like, I met him doing he was director of the Porn Awards, the AVN Awards, so I've known him for decades now. And like the one thing that you can't ever pay someone to do is be passionate. And this guy's so passionate. Like we edited for so long. Like we were just trying to put all of these different things that I had done together in like a cohesive thing. And the crowd, of course, was better than me. My crowd's really good. I'm not just saying that. Mm-hmm. Every comic I bring on the road, they're like, wow, your crowd gets it. They are really good. They're older. They're like couples who are like, basically like, this is our night out.
Aficionados. They know what they like.
Young, judgmental group that you see kind of today now, like dripping into these clubs. And they really kind of like understand sarcasm and like, it's a joke and it's not like I'm not preaching or anything like that. So they're up for anything. And the crowd that you saw there tonight, especially the second crowd, it blew me away because I'm in my head, like we all know for specials, like I got to do this and then this. And I don't want to mess it up like I did on the first show. Meanwhile, I should have just rolled with them the whole way through. It would have been a whole different special, but still, like, you're right. The energy was like, I was very lucky that night, you know? I was really lucky.
I did like that little, I don't remember if I've seen it before, but there was a camera on the side of the stage you don't see. And then you would kind of look to it like you were, like it was a friend or something, a person, you know? And I thought that was kind of nice.
To this nose. I mean, look at it. I really didn't capture my best side there, but yeah, no, I love that. I am used to, like, you know, whatever it is, I'm trying to work it into the show. I think we all agree, like, those are the most memorable moments. Like, Dave's really good at that. Like, I've seen him, like, you know, something happens in the room where there's somebody in the room, and he'll, like, you know, like, be able to like tailor a joke to them, or like use it as part of a riff or something like that. I love that stuff. I think that's what makes stand up better than, you know, pretty much juggling. I mean, you never see that in juggling, you know.
Well, you know, Dana, what I do that's interesting.
Let's talk about, and what is the name of Hot Cross Buns is a good name because you don't.
No, here's Dana's name is Blenders and Hecklers. That's a good name, actually. Hecklers and Blenders, like that.
Yeah, that's what you're thinking for your name of your special.
That's what I'm thinking for the next Dana one.
Mine?
Oh,
yeah.
Okay. All right.
Hecklers and Blenders, because you said when I was doing it, I was just doing all hecklers and blenders.
Starting out.
Yeah, blenders and hecklers is better. Yeah, I like that.
The other thing that I loved about, I'll just say it, the 35-minute thing or 37 minutes. It's like, I think that we've adapted to sending people stuff, and just this short attention span thing. It felt like the perfect length to me. I'm not just saying, it's like, that was just great.
Right.
Because then there's no low. Everyone knows if you do an hour, you can only kind of go to 40, and then they're too tired or whatever, and you got to fight through the trench.
Your closer.
And then you got to peak again. So 35 is just like bam, 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 you know, playing the recorder, boom. And it was like, So
well,
did you have to fight for that? I mean, yeah.
No, I mean, like, I think the cool thing about Netflix is that they'll let it be any length at this point. Like, the idea, like you said, is like, it's all about attention span, but it has to be 40 minutes. And I told this to David, that it has to be 40 minutes to get in their algorithm, to get into like their different kind of, like, I guess, placements. So 40 minutes is what it had to be. We had it at 35 and a half or something. And then they told us this the week of. And once again, Scott, my director, said, whoa, we're going to do it. So we put more stuff in. And actually, the last thing we put in, which is me playing the recorder, Seals, which we thought was a throwaway, became the talk of the special. So, like, how often does that happen? Like, it was like, wow, you know, like, whatever. I really lucked out on that one. But yeah, I would say 40 minutes for me personally, as a viewer and fan of comedy. Like, I just watched, you know, I've watched a lot of my friends' specials. Like, I just watched Jimmy Carr's special, really, really cool.
He's
very funny guy, awesome, like, with a line. I mean, the guy
can get
hysterical. Yeah,
his is the classic hour, and like, it works for him. You know, it's a great show. For me, my jokes are so small, like 3 a minute. Like, that's usually what it is, 2 to 3 a minute. It's like I'm like on fumes by like 30. I'm really like, oh, okay, you know.
I'd rather go shorter too. I think Theo's was maybe 45, 50. I envy that. I would say the same thing. You don't need it, because also then it's going to go out, then it's going to get chopped up, and then everyone wants to see different bits, and no one remembers the whole hour. No one remembers. There's a handful they repeat. You don't know which ones, and then an hour is so long, and I'm sure the algorithm says people last about 20. You feel like you want to front load your best shit now, because not everyone's waiting for that big closer.
I think 16 is average last time I checked.
Yes.
Oh, wow.
Is that it?
Best compliment I got, and I'm not really a web guy, but we had to track it for the whole special, is one guy said, I watched it to the end and I'm going to watch it again. Usually people watch 50 minutes and they immediately start judging, like, hey, this sucked or whatever.
Yeah, right.
What's this guy trying to do, you know? But like, all the way to the end, that's a rarity, you know?
Okay, I got another name for your special, Dana. Algo Nation.
I was going to call it the other Oppenheimer. No?
I'm going to call yours White Sweater Man, David.
This isn't a sweater, but it's nice.
Oh, okay.
It's a golf pullover, but I appreciate it. It was going to come off earlier, and we had June gloom in April. But it's all gloomy, and then it's supposed to burn off. Sorry if I lose you with this weather lingo, Dave. But It burns off because in LA we have May Gray, stay close. Then we have June Gloom.
Yes.
Then what you don't know is July Fry. And what Dana doesn't know is Fogust.
Fogust.
So covers everything,
In Southern California, maybe at the beach.
Yeah.
I think it just rhymes. Okay, give me September.
I'm not there yet.
September rain? No.
Yeah.
I thought this was that Simon and Garfunkel tune, but not every podcast can handle the weather. Usually people are like, they're going to watch it later. You guys, I like how you dig in. You really believe they're going to watch this weather.
The main thing about podcasting, which you both know, is that everyone that's consuming this entertainment right now is doing something else actively. Yeah. They are gardening. They are walking somewhere. They're at the gym. So it's lo-fi. And they're driving predominantly. They're driving. So they're not even, they space out. But they say they want to hear us legitimately talking. So part of it being not always funny and just being real or kind of boring is actually good.
Dave, do you remember, was Sarah Silverman at your SNL when you were there?
Yeah, it was me, Sarah, and Jay Moore with the new people. Then there was a couple other ones too. I should have learned all the cast, but no, those three. And at Norm's memorial, who you were very funny, and let's face it, Kevin Nealon crushed that. He was that guy is like gifted. He's such a gifted guy.
He's brilliant, but someone has to do a bit about comedians going to funerals, and no one talks about the guy. It's always about who crushed. He's that
good.
But Nealon,
it's always who got like. And no matter how sad you are, did he kill? Did he kill?
But Nealon always kills in that kind of. He's got that his style.
He's a great comic too. He's another guy I was a fan of before I met him, and the whatchamacallit, at Norm's funeral, who Norm was the new guy that year too, and he went on to great success there. And he was really cool to me. Like I, brought him out to the clubs when, before he got so busy and everything. But for me, Jay and I, we shared a room, we shared an office then. And like, we were both kind of like, for Jay, especially like, who I thought had all the skill set, like he could do characters, he could do voices, all that kind of stuff. He's a good-looking guy, he's a good-looking guy and everything like that. Very funny. I saw the, like how hard it is, the new guy there. For me, I kind of already accepted my fate, but for him, like I was like, I can't, like
you've got a future,
get on something, But I guess Farley was like another one that like I got to, meet him, the late great, and like no one ever like him, to this day I've never met anybody that kind of comedic power, do you know what I'm saying? Like that like inner, like a battery, like I just say inner, like just like constantly funny. So, there was definitely a lot of great experiences, and most of the names we just talked about went on to great success. Sarah, and of course Norm. Still one of the best comics. I think his comedy's underrated. And Jim Downey, who I was talking to at the thing, another guy, like amazing guy. We were talking about like just how like just Norm, like the master of timing. I mean, like his comedy was that good. So,
well, as far as
master of too much timing,
as far as his peers, there's no way he's underrated. I don't know if the public at large, but
that's what I mean. Like, like
we all know, like, the Norm was also a singularity, like Farley, God rest her soul. But Norm's timing was so unique, the way he would jump. Yeah. The problem with OJ is like he kills people. I don't know. It's just kind of, besides the killing part, he's a great guy. Anyway, Norman's also just.
Well, Dave, at the funeral, which whatever it was a funeral, memorial, whatever. But with all these stand-ups there, people will speak in quotes, and it's really going to be a mixture of sad and there's no way no one's not doing jokes, even though it's horrible. The hard part for me was going up and you're getting a little misty and here comes a dolly shot. I was like, are we filming this? You know what I mean? You're rarely speaking from your heart and they're like, can we go again?
Wow.
So it was, you remember that? It was filmed and then we stayed after and
Conan was great on that too. Conan was always.
Oh yeah. Conan was fucking funny.
Yeah,
I fell on the way to the stage and then I told the guy on the side, I go, hey, this step right here is higher than the steps. And I wiped down. He goes, he's a crew guy. He goes, oh yeah, it's always been like that. And everybody fucking falls. I go, well, maybe look into that. I don't know. You're going to get sued every single day of your life. So I fell, of course. And then afterwards, is that the one we stayed after? And then
can I stop you for a second?
Please.
Homage to Dick Van Dyke. That's what I saw. I saw a guy doing classic Van Dyke.
Yes, you saw it right.
But I think
the classic ACL tear.
I think then that's what I'm talking about.
I do because I separated this shoulder doing the Dick Van Dyke stunt at SNL, playing Dan Quayle on Friday to pre-tape on little tiny carpet with no stunt quarter. Grade 3 separated shoulder. Still hurts.
Still hurts. Continue.
Well, let's get into it. What's the healthcare like? I never stayed long enough to get on their program. Is it good?
Oh, it's good.
It's good. So
Lauren goes, you're fine.
So you're okay. You're a stand-up coming up and stuff. And then from what I read, you got on Letterman first. And then they showed at the Lauren or Lauren saw it. So what was Letterman like to go on?
Live with Jay and Sarah at a club, I think it was stand-up in New York. And then everybody became a performer and I became a writer. And back then it was like, if you're ugly, you're a writer. So I was like, okay, I'm ugly. And then they threw me into the writer thing. And I'm up against these Harvard guys. And I was like, these guys really they're almost like I guess
like
built
RoboCop.
Like they're really good at it. And like Dave Mandel, and there was a couple other guys who were like, just like, wow, it kind of blew you away how young and good they were at this. And to be honest, like when you're used to writing for your own voice and then you write something for somebody else and it's good, giving that up, man, is really tough.
It's hard. Isn't it hard?
A couple of times where I'm like, I got nothing, but I'm going to use it for my, that kind of thing. I guess I didn't get the job,
Did you get on Update at all? Like, you didn't you?
No.
You didn't get a.
I don't think it was as loose as it is now, where like if you feel like you got something good, you could try it. But I really like, to be honest, like my writing experience there was what it was, and the guys who really like I kind of think got me were like Jon Stewart. I wrote on both of his shows before the Daily Show, and I was a character on the Daily Show. So to this day, I'd say Jon was really the guy who got me. And it was great being a part of that show. But, at the end of the day, I think, you guys probably know it ebbs and flows over there. It's kind of like an animal. It has to keep moving, and the people that are parts of it, like they have years that are stronger than others. But, the other two people on this podcast, they're definitely made this thing that kids grew up watching, and they all want to be a part of it. I mean, like to this day, like there's kids out there right now, that's their goal. And I know this is something you say at the end of the podcast, and we're probably not there yet, but I was like,
no, it's over.
Like it.
Go ahead.
To finish the thought, it was just like, there was a point there where I was really depressed, and I was like, I guess it's not for me, but like Bill Hicks died. I think that was like a big deal. Like he died, and I was kind of the only guy there who seemed to be really upset about it. And I was like, what? I mean, this guy, Bill, and like nobody really kind of got it, and I was like, well, I'm not really like connected. Like I'm not connected to them like I am to like the comedy world. So I kind of knew after that was like, that's what it is. So
just a little insert there. So I don't know. Did you ever play Spellbinders? I think it was in Houston. Anyway.
Probably, yeah.
Anyway, I just went down there a couple of times, early 80s, way before SNL. And then my opener was Bill Hicks. It's just like,
wow.
He was really young, and he had a big sport coat. He come out, and he obviously was great immediately. It was like, damn, this is my opener. But like 10 minutes in, he would take a beer out of his jacket. He would put a cold beer. It's like, it's a long way to go.
The whole time.
Our game was, I'm going to do the dice in the cockpit joke. So I would just, as my opener, he loved that I was trying to intentionally alienate the audience. I came here on Mexicana Airlines, and the pilot had dice in the cockpit. But did you know Bill or work with him?
Met him twice, 3 times. And like, he gave me a great compliment one time. He gave me a tag on a joke, and I was like smiling for like 2 days after that. But I didn't know him probably the way you did. But I will say one thing is that like, a lot of people consider him like the grandfather of alt comedy or woke comedy. But the fact, your story says it right there. He was playing a dive club in Houston.
Yeah.
And like the guy could hold his own against anyone. He played through the South. He played through everywhere, anywhere you could go. And he did this all like when he was like 17, 18, 19, 20 years old. And then he was like, you know what? There's more to this. And that opened his world. And like, you know, he became a deep thinker, and he's always was like a well-read dude and so like talented. I mean, like I remember one time we were at the original Improv in New York, and he was hanging out with some of us afterwards. And he's like, "Hey, is that a guitar?" And he immediately picked it up, and it was like Stevie Ray Vaughan came in the room. Like, he was that good, you know? But like the guy was always like searching and like trying to push it. And like when you see him on Letterman, I think you're not really getting the whole like feel of Bill Hicks. I mean, you got to see him live. And, you know, to this day, his last play at Caroline's, I didn't go that night. I really wish I did, but that was right before he basically said, "I'm too sick to perform and I'm going back home and I'm going to have to do that." And, you know, that was kind of the end of it. So I kind of I missed out on like a, you know, something that would never, ever happen. You know, like it was like, whatever. It was dumb of me not to go that night. So anyway, but how cool was it when he was open for you? Like,
well, he wasn't Bill Hicks then, you know?
Yeah.
He was just,
Hickerman. Did he change his name?
I don't know.
Did you, Dana, could you tell he had something there?
Yes. And I liked him immediately. I could tell he was incredibly bright. And, but we were just playing this little goofy club, and he had something right off the bat. And then I saw I guess he had a special or something. I saw him a few years later, and yeah, he took it to this whole other idea. Mort Saul meets Sam Kinison, or I don't know. He went stepped outside the lines of a stand-up, but remained really funny, which is sort of the hat trick, you know.
When you were doing comedy, like in the 80s, especially, how much influence was like the show Seinfeld on you? Because it seems like everybody was like, you do this till you get the sitcom, and then you never have to do it again, right? I'm sure that came at you guys that way the whole time.
I was in that chasing the sitcom dream at the Improv, where Tim Allen got picked up, and then Roseanne, and it was both of those were huge shows, Home Improvement, and they're basically they were in the audience a lot because it wasn't about killing, which I didn't get. It was just, what persona can we write a show around? And I didn't get that at all. I was sweaty trying to fucking get laughs. But
no, dude, I always thought you were so, I just always like I really dug what you were doing. All right. I remember at the Tempe Improv, I think you were there one night, I walked in at the end, Dan Muir, who we both know, like he's like, "Hey, he's playing over there. You want to come I'm like, "Yeah, I want to check it out." And we watched him from the balcony, and it was just like so funny, just the way you were, you know, like you basically had him. So, you know, you kind of playing with him a bit. So I love that. You know?
David doesn't, and I've been guilty of this many times, of pushing, and David never seems to push. And so it's very calm to watch just his brain working, you know. It's not like he's dancing for his dollar, his money.
I get the complaints I get sometimes in the road are like, "It didn't look like you were even trying." I'm like, this is all the whole idea. Like, it's all thought out, and you just go, you're just like, and I go, I still talked for a straight fucking hour. Like, it's hard to do. Like, have a setup punchline, have this all weave into each other. But if it looks casual, that's a good idea. You don't need yada da 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 da. You know. Also, I was going to tell you, I didn't. Bill Hicks and Mitch Hedberg, I didn't really appreciate or get to know after, or get to know their work until it was too late. So I was never really. I remember they said Bill Hicks might have been on Conan when I was at SNL. I don't even know if I knew who he was. I just heard that and said, "Oh, that guy," I'd heard of a little bit. But later on, and even now, you see on TikTok or Instagram, you can see clips, and that's kind of nice because there's so many things I just didn't know. Especially Mitch Hedberg, I see on there a lot. But these guys are great guys that just floated around, and then it's just too early.
Well, Mitch especially, I mean, this is like something I do know is that people always say, "All these young comics, they sound like you, like me." That's what they're saying. And I go, if you want to know the one guy who's been jacked the most, it's Mitch Hedberg. There's so many generations of comics who now like have like grown up, I guess, watching him, and just his voice, his cadence, and his style, like. I mean, I've seen it a million different ways. And I used to, like, in the beginning, be really angry. Like, that's Hedberg. You're doing Hedberg up there. You know, like, that's what the guy's doing. And now I get it. It's just like, they don't really get that it's Hedberg anymore. They just, like, know that it's funny, I think. You know, I don't know. I'm trying to be generous to them. But, I mean, that's really one of those things where it's like, Hedberg had a big impact on the generation of comedy.
I'm just putting this together a little bit. Theo Von and Hedberg, just not that he's ripping them off, but both have a quirky. Well, Mitch did have this quirky timing, and I don't know, was he from the South or any kind of accent? But he just had a really weird way of speaking, and
he was from Wisconsin, I guess, Minneapolis, and he moved south. And his joke was like he was driving and he had something wrong with the front end alignment, and he ended up there. Like he was trying to get to Texas, and the car kept veering left.
He was pulling to the right. Oh, I see.
Yeah, something like that. So that's how he got there. And like he worked in kitchens. He was just basically kind of like a stoner kitchen guy, and that's where he started doing comedy. But he definitely had that kind of like Southern, like, that kind of charm. Mm-hmm. And Theo also is like, because I always feel of him as like Cajun, like he has that cool, like there's just something there.
Yeah, it's cool. By the way, I just want to, you know that you're kind of a touchstone for stand-up, right? Like Attell, it's constant. For me, coming back from SNL and playing some clubs or playing with Larry, other people, you're constantly mentioned and referred to. You know that, right? I just want to, because I always assume that everybody, it's hard to know how people perceive you, but I'm just saying anecdotally, but Attell was there, and Attell, it just, I don't know. It's just, I hope it's nice to hear.
It's a good rep to have out there.
Yeah.
Be less excited about my success.
No, it just kind of angers me quietly, but I thought this wasn't going to be all about you, and it's sort of turning that way.
I mean, we can talk about the weather again. I mean,
oh my God, there's some monsoonal moisture I didn't mention earlier.
David's a great stand-up. Now back to the GOAT.
Yeah.
Listen.
I was also of that generation of like a lot of them passed too quickly. Hedberg, Greg Giraldo, who's another great line guy. Patrice. So I was of that kind of group, like of that that time in comedy. But I would say that the reason why people talk about it is because I'm out there, like I really, have been doing the club so long now. I mean, honestly, I don't even know like what the exit strategy is anymore. It's like part of that.
I don't think you have to have it.
Stand-up's a good biz to be in.
To your point, you'll see someone, and we're going to talk about Insomniac in a second, but you'll see someone at different times throughout their career. So then the latest thing, I don't pay attention to everyone all the time, was this special. And I go, oh, maybe that's his best special, or certainly haven't lost a step or anything. So why would you ever stop? I mean, I don't think there's been any slippage.
I don't know. Do you ever feel, I mean, this is like a good crew to ask. It's like when I was first starting out, I felt like my writing and my performing were low. And then like, as I would keep going, like the writing would get better, but the performing still sucked. Then the performing for a year was better than the writing. And then it became this. So now I feel like they're both kind of equal. Like I kind of know what I'm doing, and I can write a joke, and I'm able to like turn whatever I want into a joke eventually. I mean, like we all know we fight that battle every day, but I'm like, this is a good spot to be in. I'm glad like, I'm able to do it and the crowd's still getting it, but like, am I relevant? Am I any of the things that are important in today's comedy world? No. So I'm also going like, hey, I'm not doing it for everybody. I'm doing it for my crowd, and I'm doing it for, what I want to do. But at the end of the day, you got to entertain, right? So like, at what point are you just kind of like, here comes that old hack, like,
no,
well, you seem like all your topics
saying that.
What is relevant today? Like, is it the topics, the style? I mean, it seemed like
I don't know. You tell me.
I don't know. It seems like your topics were all of today.
Well, that was also a post-pandemic special, which the two things that Netflix asked me, and I asked them questions because I go, is name of special important? That's why it was funny that you guys were bringing up these names, and they're like, because I don't want to call it hot cross buns. I want to call it, I want to call it something else. And they said, no, that's not that good. And then they said, what turns people off? You have all this data now. And they said, COVID jokes and political jokes. People don't want to hear any of that. So I'm like, I'm set. I don't have any of that stuff. And then I realized I got like a COVID joke, political joke in the first 5 minutes, even though they're well hidden jokes.
Well, I like your little turn on little political thing, and you go, I'm I'm a Biden guy.
Biden.
Hunter.
Yeah.
Hunter Biden. You know, but it's the way you jumped it.
One of my reps' favorite jokes. He's always telling me about
Love
it.
it.
Like, yeah, no, that's a good one. You know, but then it was like, that's a political joke. What do we do? Blah, blah, blah.
Oh, shut it down.
We kept it in. Yeah. So, you know.
Algo killer. Woo-whoop.
Yeah. So, you know, but relevant in terms of like, you know, am I going to preach to the people? I was never that guy. I was really kind of a, you know, a line guy, a joke guy. Yeah. I'm like, it's all about the jokes for me.
Well, Dave,
I think it's the same thing where it's like, even though you think it's a throwaway joke, some people like give it a life all its own, and you're like,
sure,
you're taking it too far. It's not that, you know.
Well, Dana, you know, he was just saying a good point. When we started, it was like sitcom and all that. There's a point, Nate Bargatze, Theo right now, where you could start as a stand-up and it's actually less money to go into movies and TV. So they're making so much, or they're just on the road, that you don't have to do anything other than be a stand-up. And you just keep working. And Dave's been doing it a while and he keeps making money. And if it keeps working and he's got a crowd, he's got a good rep, and that works. I mean, it's hard to keep it going for a while, but these guys do great. So you could say, I don't want to stop and do a sitcom. I'm going to lose money, or that's so weird, because it's less of that in the world and less comedy movies out there in the world, and more stand-up gets bigger and bigger.
Stand-up is amazing. Both Nate Bargatze and Bert Kreischer kind of intimated to us that they felt like we were really in show business because they hadn't had a movie or a TV show. We're like, wait a minute, you're the master of your own fate, and you're making more than a sitcom star.
Well, you picked up two great names, because Nate and Bert, both ends of the spectrum, super funny guys. And both of them went through that process of development, all that kind of stuff. At the end of the day, they're doing exactly what they should do. Their crowd loves it. And they're also really good dudes. They're great to the other comics. Fans, right? So they're doing everything right. But they also went through that endless loop of development. And I think it would be great, like cleansing, if like everybody, all the pitches that were ever pitched to you, like you could like basically whisper it on a rose and drop it in a well, like, you know, and I'm a father taking care of 6 refugees, and I run a laundromat, and just throw that, you know, like in the well, like that's done. That'll never be used again, you know?
Yeah.
So
ask him about this, because I'm going to ask him about something else I got.
Go ahead.
Mine is about your porn show.
Oh, the porn show.
Oh, great.
Dave's old porn.
And did you...
Go ahead.
Who are those favorite porn stars? But go ahead, say something first.
Those were the 70s iconic age of porn, you know, like, and you know, I knew them from the AVN Award. Like I had like started doing it then with you know, and we basically wanted the tribute to them, because we got like, I'm like the only idiot who bought the rights to use these films, because everybody would be like, why would you buy these rights? They're all like the mafia or something like that. So I bought the rights to these legendary films. And they're very dramatic, and they're like acting, and there's like car chases and all these weird things that you would never see on OnlyFans right now. So these guys and ladies, they kind of built, you know, the renaissance of porn. You know what I'm saying? So it was fun to have them watch their things. And then we bring out the adult stars, and they would also weigh in on it. And then there were comics that went on, like Rogan, Bill Burr, so many great names that were on this thing. Amy Schumer, you know, like just like all the people I knew, and like having them like kind of throw them like just like looking at it, Marin, all these different people, and you would have been great at it, dude.
I love that. Yeah,
porn guy. I don't think you're a porn guy. So you think you'd be able to? Like,
I like to just watch stuff and comment on it. That's funny.
Well, there you go, VH1 style.
Yeah, we could do Tracy Lords. Remember
Tracy
her?
Lords, of course. Yes, I mean there was so many names, and that was for Showtime, and I guess this was before you know, what was their big show over there? Yeah. No, it was those things. No, I'm trying to think. I'm not putting them down.
It was the Christy Canyon had a sitcom over there for a while.
Well, what happened was, it's like me and my other guy, who's a great guy, Jeremy, he's the editor, and he was also the director of that. We like threw everything we had into it because we believed in it. You know, we covered all the dirty stuff with like interesting graphics, and like at the end of the day, I lost money doing a TV show. It was like one of those like too big to fail. Like it was just like, I don't know. I was just a star of a TV show. I'm $100,000 in the hole. How did that happen? You know?
I got the rights to Seeka's catalog.
Yeah, it was like one of those things.
So I'm just curious about Insomniac, because
that I made money on, but I lost a kidney. So there you go. There's a lot of drinking.
You lost a kidney?
No, it was a lot of drinking. I really drank on the show, and
okay.
It was a travel show, and the people who helped me make that also just awesome people, being late out all hours of the night for days and days at a time. And that was my idea. That was like what happens after the show. You go out, and I also wanted to do late night jobs. So everything that we kind of did on that show became its own entity on other shows. And people are like, do you feel that it's like, I don't care who's doing it, whatever. When I did it, I did it the best I could. This was before cell phones. It would never work now with all of the technology.
Well, you're the first one. That's good.
And to be honest, I think Anthony Bourdain did the ultimate travel show. Like, the guy found what it's really about. Food is universal. And I always felt like, this guy, people always like, hey, he's doing a travel. I was like, there's nothing like that show. That guy really, he found the thing, or that was his thing that, like, I mean, you can't top what he did. So I'm just one of many travel shows of the time. So
wow.
Well, that's Jeff Ross goes out a lot.
I belittle every.
Yeah, you're like, this is shitty. That was horrible.
Then that happened.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm not really.
I think it was ahead of its time to put a comic in those situations, improvising and being real, authentic. It was like.
Well, let's talk about Comedy Central, because that was like, I think, the heyday of Comedy Central. The Chappelle Show was killing it. To this day, I'd say probably the top, if not the top 5, the top 3 of great sketch shows. I mean, him and Neil, what they put together there, I mean, amazing.
Yeah.
And then my show was there. I felt like we were a utility show, like we were like, they would always go like, okay, we need you to do this and this and this. I'm like, but it's snowing there. It's like, well, you got to do it, because it was an outdoor show most of the time. So it wasn't like we're always in the spring break. So it was really tough on us weather-wise. Sorry, guys. Also running a Bitcoin factory here. So anyway, yeah. So that was what that was. That was like the serious travel show. And I would do road after that. But here's the thing, you guys will love this. And I'm sorry if I'm babbling, because
this is good.
I get asked about the show all the time, but the real deal is that a lot of the people who watched it were like in high school who couldn't go out yet. So that I was always like, well, if this show is such a hit, how come the club isn't full? Or how come like this tour is not making money? And it turns out they weren't old enough yet to go to see a live show. So years later, they all caught up with me and then some. But back then I was like, I don't get it, man. I mean, where is everybody? Everybody's talking about it. I'm drinking with everybody. Like, what's going on here? And then it turned out they just weren't ready to like go to clubs yet. So that was it.
So Comedy Central, you had
all my credits now.
Captain Miserable. Road work. I mean, these are my specials. Your specials. The Ugly American.
That's why I did that for Jon Stewart. That was my character.
Daily
and
Show.
Now, of course, that one is The Ugly American. I assume everybody considers us all ugly at this point, but back then it was a lot of fun because you could be inappropriate. You put John down. He always had a great sense of humor. So.
And then you and Jeff Ross are a cool pair. Bumping.
That was another one. That was another thing, and we wanted to get Dave on that for sure. Which, like, we did 3 episodes in New York at the Village Underground. And to be fair, bumping mics, that's Jeff's idea. We just started doing it for fun at the end of the shows. He would come into town, he'd go on stage, I'd bring him on stage, we'd go at each other. And he is the roast master. We all know that. So, it was great keeping up with Jeff and then learning how to work together. It's really difficult, as to have another voice on stage and how to back and forth. We got really good at it. We toured a bit on it. Mm-hmm. And the shows that we did, people still to this day come up and talk about that. So I would say Jeff is fearless. Everything I wanted to cut out of the thing, he kept in and people loved it. So he was right and he was wrong. Yeah. And, I guess at the end of the day, I'm a coward because I'm like, oh, we're going to get blowback on this and that. And he's like, what are you nuts? I mean, come on, let's keep it in there. So I always give it up to Jeff. I guess he could see through the trees, whereas I was like, we're heading in rocks. So
yeah, I think you did it one night and brought me up, and I sat there on the side with a mic with you guys. Is that possible?
I think so. Yeah. Do you remember where it was? Was it in New York or LA?
No. Is it possible? No, not Largo. I think it was somewhere where
Largo. We've never done.
Yeah, that was a trick, and you passed. No, maybe it was the Comedy Store. We've never done it there. Maybe it was.
Yeah, probably was the Comedy Store. So, but yeah, both of you would be awesome because let's face it, the crowd is not just a fan of us, but of comedy. So they were like,
right. They were great. And it's good if you're on the side because you guys talk and carry it. And then I just chirp in.
Yeah, no, I remember now. It was, we had a lot of really great, and it was all because of Jeff, because Jeff knows everybody. So we had the late, great Bob Saget, Gilbert, who we're both really good friends with. He did it. And then we had Bob Saget and Gilbert together, which was like kind of a Kong versus Godzilla moment. It was like an awesome.
Very similar.
These two go at it, of course. And what was it? Bruce Willis was on it. I mean, like we had some really big names that came by, and that was all because of Jeff,
So far, nothing is because of you in your whole career.
Yeah, I like to think I'm just kind of like the I'm the ring around the bathtub. That's all I am.
Can I just ask you, what you're going to tour all the time? Are you out now, or how often are you going out? And do you have a new half hour? Next
yeah, what do you do with that?
That's great. I think we talked about it at the.
It's horrible,
Tony. It's like he's already judged
because you need about 100 great jokes.
No, it's
right?
so tough to.
You need
to
100 jokes to do jokes. I do John Broccoli for 19 minutes. That's boom. I repeat one phrase over. But guys like you or Larry Bubbles Brown, it's like really good jokes every 15 seconds, 20 seconds. Hard to get a half hour.
I got about 15 minutes of okay, and then probably 30 of like, hey, I'm trying up here, But yeah, forgive the term, I shot my load on the last one. And like, I hadn't been in this situation in about 4 or 5 years where like, you got nothing. And I talked to the young comics like Sam Morrell, Mark Norman, these guys turn hours like now every like 14 months. They're like turning hours. And I'm like,
very tough.
Yeah. And they also get it like, when you got nothing and then you're going back out there, like you really like, it's really a sad, like, it's like God's love. Where is it? Like you're really there alone. So,
or you tip the crowd and say, "Hey, working my new hour." Yeah. Warning.
Have you ever gone up with notes then, like with a notepad, so they kind of know? Hey, I'm just. That's what I do. Like, hey, I don't know what's happening next, but I feel bad for the audience when I'm not.
I like when you do that because I think a lot of the crowd go like, "Oh, I'm getting to see the process."
Yeah, they do.
Realize, wow, I really kind of would like a more finished thing, because at the end of the day,
Yeah, but like, you guys are getting this stuff that,
But it's a good trick. It's a trick because they laugh hard. You're like, is this anything? Polished joke.
I just go, you're going to hate this bit, and then I'm going to tell it to you again and point out why and where you're going to hate it. So that always helps the bit because they go,
yeah, that's true.
You told us you're going to hate it. It's not too bad.
But the thing that I like is when I'll do the jokes that didn't make it, and that's that people are like, why didn't that get in there?
Always gets a better laugh. They're like, that's not that bad.
So what's the most money you've made in one single calendar year?
What?
Me? Is that what you take cute questions from the audience?
No, I was asking you. I'm really into celebrity net worth and stuff, but I'm just
okay.
You don't have to answer that.
The thing is, I'm making millions more than I actually am. But I'm on tour because my mom has round the clock care. She has dementia, which is very expensive. And, we wanted her to have another disease, which is less expensive.
Good job, Dana.
But that's what she's going with. So
this is real. This is real stuff.
Yeah. So part of it is like, I'll never quit. I'm a road. The other part of me is like, I got these bills, I
can't quit.
So that's part of it. And like, the other thing is, I really wouldn't know what to do with myself if I wasn't out there. But I would say that, as long as I'm still, everything gets harder, but the actual show, like the flights, the hotels, all the food, all that kind of stuff, poor us, that's our lives. But it really does kind of grind down on you. But the shows for me, like, it's like, yeah, there's good ones, there's bad ones. But like, as long as I'm coming up with one new thing, then you're like, okay, I guess I'm still able to do this. So,
Yep. That is fun. Getting ideas is one of the fun things left in life. If you get a good idea.
It's a positive coming out of old Dave.
It's a good code to crack. If you can still come up with a bit and just go, oh, fuck. Oh, this is cool. Oh, and then it works. You're like, that gives you a little juice.
Everybody says that. Everybody, Bob Newhart would say that. You do your same old set, you try one joke out or bit, and if it works, you're just kind of like, oh, that was a great night. You know,
it's fun.
I got a new toy.
So you can still do it. Yeah.
Yeah. But I go back to Chris Rock for what you were saying. It's like, it's a job. Like Lorne Michaels. What do you think of Lorne Michaels? I think he gave me a job. And so the fact is you're still in demand and people want to pay you money to go do your thing. So why stop?
Nice.
Well, are you enjoying it now that, like, you know, you can just go out and, you know, like, I guess basically do whatever you feel like doing? You know, there's really no pressure now, like, that you're able to just go out there and like enjoy it. You know, so many years it's either about like, you know, I got to do this because it might lead to this, all that kind of stuff. Like for you guys, especially, like just go out and have fun with it, right?
Yeah, it's just some days I wake up, I just want to get on Southwest today. It's enjoyable.
Yeah, I don't travel that much, but yeah, in the early days, it's painful to even think about the amount of stage fright I had and the amount of fear.
Really?
Oh yeah, I was terrified for years.
Wow.
Yeah, I mean during college days, and Robin Williams was there in the beginning, and then he went and got more committed, but he was always coming back. And it was so powerful and so explosive. It was just sort of like, oh shit.
It's hard to compete with.
I got unfollowable. Would you say, like at his heyday, like there's no way anyone can follow him, right?
No, because he always thought he apologized to me once, like he took something from me. I try to take your whole act. I mean, he came up with others did it. Talk about influence. He came up with this conceit of a Shakespearean actor that has no act, and they just pushed him out on stage. And then he learned how to do that. But that spontaneity and go and jump in the audience at the time, I remember Gary Shandling thinking, why am I even trying? Why
am I doing this? Why are we in the same business?
Tornado, but it did make you work harder. You're like, okay, that's the level of killing. Because in those days, you just wanted to just kill. And so Robin did sort of make you go, okay, I got to get better. So that was the good side of it.
But it seems like every laugh was a home run with him, or at least that's what, you know, you see when you look at those old tapes. Just like it was just crush. Like Jim Carrey, another guy, like crush. There had to be in the beginning, especially times where people were just kind of like he was ahead of the crowd. They didn't get him right, like immediately. Did they, or did they?
Sometimes Robin would come into the Holy City Zoo, the 60-seater in San Francisco in the late 70s. And, you know, he'd do 2 hours. And in those days, he was kind of drinking and stuff. And sometimes people would start to walk out after because he was just out there. But I think his rhythm, wherever his voice came from, he's from Detroit and Marin County. But this sort of like this voice was, and right now there's a man going, hello. And after a while, you're just seduced by it. I was on stage doing improv once and he's going, right now there's a man going, whoa. And there, he didn't have a line. He still got a line.
Yeah.
But it
sounds like a joke.
The voice was so, and then he wouldn't really use the mic was also another thing. He'd stand away from the mic. Oh, hello. Ha, ha. And this sense that like he didn't know what was going to happen. And so it was he's one of those shooting stars.
Presence, Well, that's another thing. It's like, you know, it took me a little while to get comfortable, and it took me another while to like figure out what I'm doing. But there are people who are just gifted, who like immediately, boom, they got it. That's who they are, and then they run towards it. You know, so like this, just like I mean, there's definitely a deep bench of guys and women who are just that good at it. You know, I don't know.
I don't know. You should watch your own special because
Dave's one of the best.
That special, I happily recommend it to our listeners. Just go on Netflix. It means a
lot coming from you guys, you know. And I hope this podcast is successful. I mean, eventually you'll get those stands that other podcasts have for the microphones instead of this morning radio kind of feel.
You fucking motherfucker.
I mean,
our parent company is in bankruptcy, so we're on a budget. I'm at a Holiday Inn.
Yeah, that's a set Dana's in front of.
Yeah.
All right, well,
Dave, thank you for coming out, buddy.
Hey, let's make a plan. If I'm ever that way, you guys please come on one of my shows, and I'd love to be a part of whatever you guys are doing.
I'd love to see you in person, Dave.
Definitely. Thank you, Dana.
Yeah,
David,
pleasure.
All right, bye,
pleasure.
Dave.
Hot Cross Buns, Netflix.
Dana, we got the super talented Jimmy Fallon.
Oh, Jim, we're close. Jim Fallon and I are very close.
James,
Jamie
Lewis
Fallon.
is on the show. He's an old
That's right, Dave.
buddy. Dana, I don't even know where I met him. I mean, I must have visited SNL and saw him over there, but kind of click easy with that guy. Actually, the first time I was on the show, on the Tonight Show, I thought he was being kind of a fake fan because he was so effusively nice. And then I realized he's like that, and he's a fan. He's great
identically like
guy.
He is backstage as he is on stage.
Yeah, he's a good guy. He knows how to be a talk show host. He knows how to keep that show moving, and he's always in a good mood. It's all you want.
He's fun, and he'll ping pong anything you throw at him. And he's a great audience. I think it's not giving away or talking out of school, but you do your Michael J. Fox impression.
Yeah,
and we could see him on the Zoom a little bit, and he would fall almost out of his chair whenever
he would fall. He'd laugh so hard he'd fall, and then he'd spin up the other side.
Yeah,
not sure
there'd be an empty Zoom thing, and then a giant Jimmy Fallon head would pump up in the front. He just pop up. He's doing somersaults in that room.
But he was a crusher on SNL from the get-go. Just talented dude. Guitar, music, dance. He could do it all.
He's what you call a no-brainer.
Yeah.
Hey, do you think I could be a sketch player? What?
Yeah, that's a no-brainer. So we're gonna talk to him. We're gonna cover everything, and we hope you like it. And here's our boy, the good-looking guy.
Bit of a free fall in the best sense of the word. It's a bit of barely controlled mayhem and laughter. And we don't want to get any letters because I'm from the 50s. Don't write us letters about overtalk because at this point it came from effusiveness. Can you spell that, David? Remember you were...
Yes, I can.
Effusive, David.
I-L... Oh, fuck. I'd be out already.
Damn, I thought you had like 150 IQ.
No, I spelled effusive the other day. And I also... There's another word I heard a lot lately that I really
serendipitous.
Like. No, I don't say that a lot.
No,
I say effusively because
in a sentence. Effusively a lot?
I say, why don't you compliment me effusively when I meet people? Okay, we have to do ads, but here is Jimmy first.
We tend to ramble on because we don't really...
We
don't know how to organize our thoughts. It's called ADHD. Look into it, kids. There's pills for it. Anyway, enjoy our friend, James Edward Fallon.
Record. Once you see this motherfucker, record.
Look at this beautiful...
Look at this.
Great.
Look at this beautiful thing.
Let me tell you something right now.
Let me tell you something. When I see something this beautiful, I want to touch it.
He was the host. Now he's hosted.
Now the host is being hosted. I got to touch it.
Oh,
it's so beautiful
we
to
asked
see you.
The questions.
he gives the answers.
Now the teachers become
seat.
the pupil.
He's in the hot seat now.
The host is being hosted and roasted.
Dude, I can't wait to grill you.
What? Now, are you going to be hard on me? What? Because we're
going.
This is like
deep.
60 minutes.
It's like
we got to trend.
Diane
we don't
Sawyer?
trend. You got to say something crazy.
Say something wacky.
Some wacky stuff. You're doing a show tonight and doing this?
Yeah, we got a good show tonight. Yeah, we got.
That's very nice of you, Jimmy, because
yeah,
this guy busts his fucking hump.
This will be on in 2023, but who are the guests tonight?
It's Glee Clark. He's the leader of a planet Xenon.
Fucking bleep blop.
Yeah. So yeah, we have guests
Admiral
from the future.
Norb. From the Pentagon. Hey, that microphone's as big as his head. Look at that fucker.
I know, because he's rich.
That mic?
Not as rich as you, Spade.
Bullshit. If I had his money, I'd throw mine away.
Hey, money bags. Silver spoon.
Hey, money bags.
Yeah, life was easy for him. You know what I mean?
Yeah, he grew up with 2 spoons in his mouth.
All my cash is tied up in most of a Bitcoin.
I told you, Jimmy, next time I come on your show, I'm just doing a French accent the whole time. I'll tell you now. I'm never going to stop.
You won't stop. Just come on and just do a French accent the whole time.
I won't stop. Remember that thing we did last time? We were out there as 2 European guys. Yeah.
It was my favorite thing ever. I was just crying. I couldn't stop. I didn't want it to stop. I could have done it for a half an hour.
Well, it was great.
Are you talking about the Legends thing?
You're the greatest. No, you're the greatest.
Oh,
that one.
Legend. You're a legend.
Yeah.
Legend is thrown around a lot these days for literally. I like when people go, I saw this thing about grown-ups. They go, all you guys are the goats. I go, do you know what goat means? I think goat is one. Do people know they just put a goat emoticon? They're too easy with that goat emoticon.
You make the A plural. You're the best of all those goats. You know,
you're the goat of the goats.
You're the best of also goats.
You know, Dana,
anyway, thanks
Jimmy,
for coming on.
Yeah.
You're my first guy. I said, can we get Fallon for this podcast? They said the word was no fucking way. so it's your new nickname is Dream Guest.
Yeah, right.
And you just run with that.
I'm ready for the one. Are we started? Is this or no?
It's almost over.
We're half over now.
Oh God, I had a great time.
You have a heart out, but I have a heart out 1 minute before your heart out. How about that power play?
I have a heart out
first.
Yeah, my whole life is a heart out.
Dana, when I do a podcast, I go, all right, thanks, guys. Right in the middle of an interview, they go, thanks what? I go, later. And they go, what the fuck's going on? I go, I feel like I've told it all.
David said, we've tortured you enough. We got a guest going downtown. Dave, we'll let you go because we've tortured you enough. But we count David's yawns and the amount of little protein bars he has because he's
wait,
David.
I do need one, Heather. Can I get some green juice?
Yeah.
I got to stay awake for some of this. All right, so
sorry. Here we go.
I have a real thing to start with.
Wait, do you want to have are we going to do like a whole thing where you just go like, "Hey guys, welcome back to Fly on the Wall. We're here with
Fuck no! Have you heard this dog shit? We just
record
bullshit
that
and then
later.
It's over.
Oh,
yeah, we do it. We do an intro at the beginning where we kiss your ass when you're not here.
Oh, good.
And then, but listen, Dana. Here's a funny story about me and Jimmy.
I knew it was going to be about you and Jimmy.
It's Jimmy. On IMDb, it says I'm one of Jimmy's friends. That's nice. That's true.
I put it on there.
The Rolodex King, David.
And when I go to New York, Jimmy, the three comedians I call are Jimmy and Chris Rock and Quinn. And one time about a year ago, that's a fun group. So we all try to rally, you know. Jimmy's really good at rallying out. Jimmy's so busy and he always rallies for dinner or something. So we went out to Liller and, Jimmy, you were shooting at Coney Island or something. And you go, I'll try to get over after I'm done with
it was like an hour away from where. But that restaurant was so loud that night. Do you remember?
Yeah, I know. Yeah,
I hate it.
Here was the other catch.
Yeah.
So first of all, you somehow I go, guys, Jimmy might come if he can, and you beat me there. That was one funny part. And then when we're in the middle of dinner and I'm just plotting how I'm not going to pay most of the dinner, that's all I think about. And then we all leave, Jimmy. And then do you remember 2 days later, what do we see on Twitter?
Oh yeah. Chris Rock announces on Twitter he has COVID. And we don't get a text. We don't get a phone call. So Spade and I call each other. Jeez. And Spade's like, wait, do we have to follow Chris on Twitter to find out that we might have
luckily, I do follow him, and I do know I have it now.
You have to hear about that online?
Yeah. And then we ask him, he's like, what?
Yeah.
You read about it, didn't you? I go, well, yeah, but...
That was insane.
Between a rock and a hard place. Good night.
Yeah, it was
never been done before.
I think that's the whole story. Most of that story was just to say we had dinner.
Do you end up using any bits from the dinners whenever we hang out?
It's sort of a compilation of what all you guys said, and it goes into my act.
Well, John Mulaney said on this podcast he's looking for stories, and David does that too. Like if someone follows him at a McDonald's, he's got a 10-minute chunk. So he likes stories.
Yeah.
He's a storyteller.
Guy asked me straight up for my McNuggets. Straight up. No bullshit. Just give me your McNuggets.
Yeah. Why not?
He's going to go into it.
And I said, fuck. No, I stood my ground, Jimmy. You think I'm a pussy, but I stood my ground.
No, didn't you? You gave him one.
I gave him one, yeah.
Yeah, I know the story.
Now, Jimmy... I know.
He knows the story.
Legendary.
Oh,
It's legendary.
It's on your IMDb page.
Let's see if we can do something about Jimmy's beginnings that he's never been asked. That's kind of interesting.
No chance.
Might be impossible. I did a deep dive.
You did?
I can't believe. I mean, I love both of you guys so much. I can't even tell you. I want to go into your career and your stuff and everything you've done to influence me. I wanted to be Dana Carvey. I wanted to be. That's my whole reason for getting on Saturday Night Live, and that was my whole thing.
Oh, you said David Spade wrong.
I think that's that's age related because David. That's age,
I wanted to be Dana Carvey. I was sitting behind a read through with a knife.
Well, yeah, you were my surrogate. You were my stand-in. Sometimes I do the church chat rehearsals. David had to get the dress on and sit in there for camera blocking, which I thought was
just
horrible.
For a few minutes, can you sit in there? Dana's resting.
But Jimmy, you were 12 when I got on SNL, and that's what I call the peak formative year. It's like when I was listening to Monty Python or whatever gets in your brain at that age and through high school. So I appreciate you, bro. Thank you.
I can't even tell you how much I was such a SNL nerd. I would record it every Saturday night. I would be by myself. I wouldn't be. I didn't want friends over. I didn't want anyone around me. My parents. I didn't want anyone near me. I just wanted to study the show and watch it. And I'd videotape it. Then I remember like my favorite sketches, and then I would go to parties like whatever the next week or whatever, and I would bring videotapes with me with the best clips of SNL. Like I was like a human YouTube, just going around, or watch this part or watch this thing. But I mean, I was like, I loved chopping broccoli. There she went downtown.
But can I tell you,
some
she's a lady I know. If I didn't know her, she'd be the lady I didn't know.
I didn't know. Did you ever put that out? Like, is that out on Spotify or something?
No, the only thing I want to say, which was mind-blowing a few years back when I did your show, and then it wasn't my idea, but all of a sudden they go, Jimmy wants to do Chopping Broccoli with an orchestra. Remember that? God. It was fucking crazy. So that was the mic drop of Chopping Broccoli. There was a string orchestra, and then I was playing Chopping Broccoli on a baby grand. I had a terrible hair day because New York water just flattened it. But anyway, that's just my boomer. But I chopped broccoli, and I took it really far. She chopped.
I think
that's 20. That's a 20-minute bit in my stand-up, as you can imagine. But anyway, that's so you, Jimmy. We do have a kismet. There's a connection to this musicality of what we do and the way you do impressions and everything.
I brought a guitar. I mean, I'm in my office. So
will you play something for us? That'd be awesome.
You know, Dana, while Jimmy's futzing around, I have to say that if you're on SNL and you can play an instrument, Jimmy's like the perfect SNL guy. He plays an instrument. He's marginally good looking. He voted
sexiest, one of the top
voted
50.
One of the tallest hosts of the year. And he's got a harmonica. This fucking guy.
Oh, I know he's going to do.
Just for the people at home.
I know he's going to do the supernatural. He's going to do one of three, either Dylan, Lennon, or Springsteen.
No,
which are all brilliant.
Dylan's one, but I thought maybe Neil Young too.
Oh, Neil Young. Yeah, just give me anything. This I'm being entertained now by my guess.
Neil Young would play the harmonica like he plays it differently than Dylan. Neil Young plays the harmonica like with the song, so he's like.
Oh, there we go.
There, something changed. Yeah, it's good now. Yeah.
Can you hear it now?
Now we hear it. Perfect.
Okay. All right. So like Neil Young plays the harmonica like with the tune
with
of the song.
with the notes. Yeah.
So it's like. David and Dana
sitting in a tree.
Dana and Dave, we're just a fly on the wall down the hall of SNL.
That's pretty good.
SNL.
Dana and Dave. Did anyone ever call you Dave?
Some people do. You have to get in the real tight circles.
And then Dylan's faster. Dylan's like,
yeah, a lot of up and back.
Like he hits the highest note of the harmonica and just screams it. So like,
yeah.
Yes, yeah. There's the podcast about Dana and Dave, a son of the world, and a similar fate. Go. Whoa.
He runs out of stuff, he hits the harmonica.
Yeah, exactly. When he runs out of lyrics.
Have you heard Rough and Ready, his latest album, Rough and Ready, Bob Dylan?
Yes.
God, it's brilliant.
Is it good?
Soon After Midnight is a masterpiece.
But he's got his new voice, which is
that's what I mean. That this other voice, I haven't really tried to do it, but it's pretty special. It's really raw. It's soon after midnight, and I got a date with the fairy queen.
I love seeing him see him in concert because sometimes he doesn't feel like performing, and he's just out there and he's going like. And everyone's like, oh man, this is weird. And then he's like, how does it feel? And you go, oh, I love this song.
Oh my God.
That's what he was singing?
My friend.
Yeah.
That's what he was singing the whole time?
He accidentally stumbles into a hit, and then he's like mad he did because he's not torturing you enough. One of our friends just saw Dylan here in LA 3 nights ago and was taking bootleg clips, but I guess it's interesting, but I think they said he did like a 45-minute song.
Oh, I got a pop quiz for Jimmy and David. Okay. What is the one song from his big hits in the 60s where he stylizes his voice in a certain way?
Lay, lady, lay.
Yep. Now, I know you can do that.
Now, let me guess now.
It's Kermit the Frog a little bit. Yeah.
Instead, you know somebody.
Lady, lay across my big brass bed.
But I love that he experimented with that. He's like, this could be my voice.
Yeah, I know.
And then it wasn't. But it was a big hit. And then Neil Young.
Oh, huge.
Neil Young kind of had one song where it was more rockin'. And then he realized his high voice was where it's at. Because no one has that voice. Like, I love people that
rockin' in the free world.
Yeah. Did you do impressions of everyone on the staff of SNL?
Not really.
Like,
yeah,
who would be the big ones? Higgins, Mike Shoemaker, Marcy Klein.
Moon.
I mean, could you do cast members? Could you do Spade?
Hey, buddy.
Beep bop boop.
Oh, beep, beep, beep.
Yeah.
I'm not going to be reduced to noises today, gentlemen.
So I was opening the door. I walked in. No, David is an actual good sound effects guy, but he doesn't lean on it. It just comes out.
They're woven in.
I do you, Jimmy. Have music. I do you.
You do?
I just do a sound. Just sort of.
Go.
That's
pretty good.
That's the best impression of me.
It's when you're very, very excited. Like something very excited. It's just a sound of exuberance, which I was thinking today. Here's a compliment. You remind me of the Beatles.
Oh, Jesus.
Wow. The early Beatles, because what
you told me I reminded you of Kaja Gugu.
You were kind of Shaka Khan. But anyway, we'll talk later. Because the early Beatles just projected so much fun and joy, it was just irresistible. And that's what you do.
I appreciate it. You know, it's very it's interesting. You know, growing up in Liverpool, we were Liverpudlians. You know, and we'd never eat pudding. You know, and you'd think we'd have a liver pudding. You know. But that's what pudding is different, you know, in England. It's not the same, you know, it's not the chocolate, you know, vanilla, you know, strawberry.
The whole town was just eating pudding, you know, because it was called Liverpudlians.
We're called Liverpudlians. The whole town was eating pudding, you know.
I'd ring up George, say you want to go get some pudding. I said, I'm eating some right now.
John would come over, hit me over there with his guitar, like, let's go get some pudding. And that's how we wrote Paperback Writer.
John would just come in and bang me on the head with his
all that
guitar.
Turned into Paperback Writer?
He'd smash it with the guitar. We'd sit for a plunker. And that's how we made.
John would come in, he'd hit me over the head, you know, and say, let's go get some pudding. And that's how we wrote... That's how we wrote the White Album, you know.
Well, the funny part is I haven't heard. He banged me. He popped me over the head with his guitar.
He said,
and we started plunking.
Let's do a plunker. You know, we got into a song, so we didn't know what we were going to do. So I looked at George. You know, I hit George over the head with the guitar. And next thing you know, we have, you know, Sgt. Pepper.
And, you know, John and Paul were the primary songwriters.
Peace and love, of course, they were the great there with peace and love. They were peace. They were... Which one was peace and which one was love? We switched back and forth.
They were my brothers.
Sometimes John was love, sometimes John was peace, and then sometimes Paul would be love. And then I'd say, hey, love, and they both turn around, and I'd bonk him over the head with the guitar, and that's how we wrote Octopus's Garden.
You came up with another song. That was good.
Untold,
that was good.
We were lost.
Spade, do you remember you made me laugh last time you were on? I was giving your intros, and I was like, he's blah, blah, blah. He's an Emmy Award-winning actor. And I go, is that right, Spade? And you were right behind the curtain. You go, yeah.
Yeah, that's right.
That's it. That's that tone David uses.
No,
yeah.
I do. There's a lot more going on with me. I can't be reduced to simple noises and yeah, I'm the most complex comedian on the planet.
Yeah, but no, thank you. I remember we went to that one that event for Howard Stern. We went to this event for Howard Stern.
Oh, I did stand up?
Yeah, and I was like, oh, David, could you do the skiing bit? And you're like,
oh, right.
You're like, dude, I don't take requests. But like,
no, I did take requests and I did do it.
You did do it.
No,
and
that
you
was fun. That was a charity gig, and you were. That was real fun. It was scary because there was a lot of people.
You crushed that night. It was unbelievable. But the skiing
crushes,
bit, man. What was the skiing bit? Because they're like, your friends want to go on the Black Diamond trails, and you don't. You're like, I don't want to. I'm afraid of that. I don't like.
I want to go. They say it's easier to teach you if we all go down from the top, but it's just to ditch me. So I say, no, I got the map. I want to go down the green ones. We're going to stop. We're going to start on Pop-Tart. And then they go, no, we're going down Devil's Ballsack. Here we go. And I go, no. That's a hard one. We're going down. Listen, I mapped it out. We're going to go down Jelly Bean into
Kitten
Paw, and then Puppy Love, and then Mother Goose. It's sort of challenging, but not overwhelming. Nope, Hitler's Abortion. Here we go. 2 by 2. Everyone line. I go, no.
We're going down Hitler's Abortion is the name of the trail.
That one sounds hard. Yeah, that one. Listen, it's always good to work the word abortion into your act.
It's always great.
It's always put a smile on everyone's face.
But did you do Norm? Did you do impressions of Norm?
Hey. Oh, yeah. No, Norma. Yeah. We did a gig. I think I told Dana this, or maybe I told Dennis. We did a gig. Me, Dennis Miller, and Norm did a gig right before the pandemic. And he was like, David. He reacts too much to nothing. You know what I mean? Like you go, Norm, is it the show starts at 8 o'clock?
That is exactly him. Yeah. 8 o'clock.
And then you go, there was an earthquake in Oklahoma. He goes, when, today? I go, no, that's a big deal. There's an earthquake here.
8 o'clock?
Why would they do it at 8? I go, because it's the most obvious time in the world
I'm
to do a
not
show
ready.
Worst time. Yeah. That's like the worst time for people to do a stand-up, 8 o'clock.
Because, my neck's all fucked up because of the flight there, and I go, fuck. And then Dennis goes, Spudley, why don't you go last? Like it's a big favor. I go, and follow you two assholes? You guys kill. I think Dennis was technically the headliner.
For sakes, I got the jet waiting on the tarmac. I'll do a cute 20, okay? Holdy and I are going to Chicago.
Dennis came on the show. He killed, by the way. He was so funny. I'll tell you the bit he did that made me laugh. But he was backstage. I was going to say hi to Dennis Miller. And I never wear cologne, but I put a little cologne on before I went to see him. Not that much. I did a little mist of like, and then I dove under it.
Through
I kind of, dolphined. I
dove under it.
I dove under it.
Dolphined under it. Gyrating movement.
Just barely on. So I go, maybe it doesn't. And I walked in. I go, of course, Dennis of all people. He goes, gosh, Jimmy Fallon smelling like Paco Rabanne over here.
Fucking Jimmy.
Did you get the
Paco
reference?
Rabanne.
It just sounds funny. What is that from? Is it a perfume from the 50s or
something?
From
the 80s, yeah.
Jeez, I feel like Vinny Knick-Knock of the Detroit Lions in 19...
Vinny Knick-Knock.
Yeah, the onside
I always had a joke that he never did, but he's like, it's so quiet, it's like the soundtrack to a Chuck Chaplin film.
Chuck Chaplin.
Chucky
That's
Chaplin.
a real joke or a fake one?
No, it's a
up?
fake one that he never did.
That sounds very
Does anyone ever call you Jim? Christ's sake's going on Jim Fallon tonight.
Jim, love me an interesting story. I'm working on a new bit, okay? It's a James Bond film, okay? It's called Bitcoin Finger. Okay. Bitcoin finger. He loves only risk. He loves risk. That was his joke he did on the show. It made me laugh.
Oh, really?
Is that
Bitcoin
true?
finger? Oh my God.
Bitcoin finger. He loves only risk. Is what he was singing. I love him, man.
Oh man. Oh, he's the funniest. We do him all
When
the
he starts
time.
laughing in the middle of his bed and he starts talking to you.
Christ, cha-cha.
Oh, I just do him just to soothe myself. Give me a topic, anything. I'll filter it through Dennis of anything.
Oh, just ice cream, mint chocolate chip.
Mint chocolate chip. Okay, that's front loaded, isn't it? All right. Can I have some mint or do I have the chocolate? They're competing with one another. All right. Last thing I need is a confusing scoop of ice cream. All right.
How many chips do I fucking need in
All
my
right.
bite?
I'll give Jimmy a topic. All right, Jimmy.
Yeah, give me one.
The grocery store.
All right. Okay. Why do we have to go to why does produce have its own section? The produce section, okay? There's not like a cereal section's like, we don't get a section. We don't get the produce gets its own section.
Yeah.
What am I, Glico?
Yeah.
What am I? I'll have Glico
Christ's
the bag
sakes.
boy. Hey, Glico the bag boy.
Why in Christ's sakes we gotta have 600 different kinds of cereal, okay? 50 wasn't enough, all right? You
I
need
guess,
29
no, I
Fruit
wanna pay-
Loops variations.
I want to pay an extra $2 for the organic apple. Don't really see the difference.
Hey, do I want to round up for Ukraine? Where's that fucking cash going? Come on, let's be honest.
Jesus Christ, fine air Qantas, okay? Who's up front, a koala bear? Okay. Okay. All right, yeah, good. 29 hours to Melbourne. That's
Paul
a nice
Hogan in
flight.
first class going, that's not a knife, this is a knife. Just eat your freaking sandwich. Paul Hogan.
I actually did. I submitted a thing at SNL that didn't get on, and it was Alligator McGee. It was a takeoff on Crocodile Dundee or Alligator something. And everything was bigger. He goes, that's not a refrigerator. This a refrigerator, and it's like 20 times bigger. Just everything. That's not a lamp. This is a lamp. You know, it's
No,
just
that's not a lamp. This
didn't
is
get on. This is
Yeah,
a
I
lamp.
did a bit once on the show with Schwarzenegger where we were doing QVC hosts, and I wanted to talk about this new slicer or something like that, and he wanted to talk about the chopper. We had like a veggie chopper, and he's like, so he can go like, get to the chopper. And I go,
That's funny.
and I was like, no, we got to still talk about, we have this new iron. It steams your clothes while it irons. Like, get to the chopper. And it totally tanked. It didn't really work.
Get to the chopper.
He came on the show once. I go, you smoke cigars, right? He's like, yeah, I love the cigar. The cigar. So I go, how do you smoke a cigar? Because I don't really know much about them. But don't you lick it? And then you cut it and lick it so it lasts.
Kind of do a thing. Yeah.
You don't lick the cigar. You don't like licking the cigar. You don't like
Listen to this guy with the licking.
You
He
don't
wants to
like
lick
what the guy does the guy do licking.
He is so positive. and there is no problem in life with Arnold. That's why I actually, with one of my brothers, I always say, what would Arnold do? Like if something's late, like the cab's late, that's all right. We walk a couple blocks, we still look around, we see a better cab, and we actually get a faster ride to our destination. I love his positivity.
We go up the mountain. We can make a zip line out of the vines and just zip line down to the place.
That's right. We forgot our skis, so we get the wood from the forest. We chop and we make wooden skis. We strap them together with the pantyhose or whatever we have, and we go down the mountain.
We take the
Spanx.
We take the Spanx off and inflate our Spanx to make a hot air balloon so that we can fly to the destination. We'll get off much faster and better for the environment.
And we give rides for children. The children go and we make lots of money. And all these things. Oh, where's he going?
Spade, he took a break.
Jimmy, can you remember the catchphrase we had when I hosted in like 1999? You were...
I know what it is.
This is why I knew Jimmy and I had the same sense of humor, because I was a running gag of me being cocky, Hans. So the whole idea was... And the show was doing fine, but all week long, I would just say, in reference to the current SNL, so long, golden era.
Goodbye.
Farewell, Emmys nominations.
Goodbye.
Hit show. So long, memorable characters. Anyway.
Goodbye, Emmy nominations.
Arrivederci.
Arrivederci. Peabody Awards.
Farewell.
No, what was the one you did the kind of redneck character last time you were on with Mike Myers?
Red Rednecky,
the redneck comedian. I actually have a couple in case you asked for that.
Oh, God. That's my favorite thing.
I'm Redneck, the redneck comedian. I said, Daddy, what's for dinner? He said, shit on a shingle. I said, this day just keeps getting better and better. Come and get some.
Come and get some.
Come and get some.
Yeah.
I went to the doctor. He said, we got to amputate your left foot. I said, can I keep my right foot? He said, sure. I said, come and get some. So no matter how negative, he's positive.
That's not even a joke.
My mama said, what do you want to do with your life? I said, I don't know, live in a shack and drink beer all day. Mama said, don't ever dream too big, Red, because you always end up disappointed. Come and get some.
Come and get some.
It's all about the come and get some.
Yeah, you got to get to it. Don't make the joke too long because everyone's waiting for come and get some.
Oh, it's like sometimes they're not jokes.
Yeah.
Sometimes they're not really jokes. The first one was kind of a joke. I mad my sister only because mama turned me down. Come and get some.
There you
Things
go.
like that.
We're back.
Okay, I'll give you one Carson because you like that one too.
Yeah, I love it.
Johnny Carson getting pulled over for drunk driving, 1972. Oh, sorry, officer. I didn't know I was swerving. I had 2 strawberry boom booms at the Hickory Hut. That's it. Come and get some.
Sorry, didn't I was swerving. I had 2 mandolinis. No, I had 2.
At Mandolinis.
It's at Mandalay. That's 2 somethings at somebody's, right?
Strawberry boom boom, tomato.
I had two rhubarb.
I had a silly goose up with a twist.
I had a purple nurple.
I had a silly goose over at I had 2 silly gooses at Mandolini's.
Kate Mandolini's. That's
Remember
a real
Kate
place.
Mandolini's?
Oh, yeah.
Chris Rock took me there years ago and paid for my meal, and I had no money. Yeah.
Jimmy. Do Chris Rock, you do him.
What are you gonna get to order? You gotta eat, or you gotta just stand there. What are you gonna? Why would you even give me a menu? Just eat. Just give me what people eat. What? Something like that.
I like when he goes, I used to bust him for repeating everything. He goes, Obama. And then everyone laughs. Then he goes, President Obama. They laugh again. He goes, Barack. Oh, I go, let's go.
Dude,
What is it?
Your act is only 20 minutes is what you said to him.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. And then
Barack Obama. Obama, the president.
Yeah.
The president.
Black guys won't eat the pussy. Black guy will not eat your pussy. Oh, the white guy will. Oh, the white guy, he will. That's not even his act. I just made that up.
Oh, God. We're getting blue now.
How about Sandler? Could you? Everyone does Sandler.
No, you
do it.
I just
Did you audition with Sandler?
Let me do my. Every time Adam is mentioned on this podcast, I just go Thabathu. So I just did it. So he'll be hearing this. Thabathu.
Oh.
But you have the best Sandler. You did him on SNL. Speaking of,
I did it in my
topic.
audition because I loved it because his impression are like 3 impressions in 3 levels.
Yeah.
He used to do that. That guy, you know, I was talking to my mother the other day, and you know, my mom would always say,
and then he goes the second verse like she would always say,
hey, why don't you take the laundry down? She said, hey, who did that? And my dad would say, shut up!
Oh my God, that is so fucking great.
Yeah.
That is, that is
the casual Sandler old stand-up voice is good.
Old Sandler, like the cat.
That is a brilliant observation.
I remember I was buzzing into my grandma's apartment, and I'm pressing the buzzer, and she's like, who is this? Who is there? And I said, it's Adam. It's Adam, your grandson. Who? Charles Manson?
Oh, yeah. And Charles Manson? Oh, I don't want you to come in.
I don't want Charles Manson. I don't want Charles Manson. I don't want Charles Manson.
Oh yeah, I had a Vicks.
My God, that's great.
I had
love
Vicks.
that.
I was sick. My mom was rubbing that Vicks cold stuff on my chest, and then our eyes connected, and I go, "Hey, Mom, we're just friends, right?"
That's a good bit.
Oh my goodness.
That's his bit, but I can't get his voice. You're doing the voice right.
How do you do Smigel? Smigel's close to Sandler.
Smigel, interesting.
Because he's like, Jamie.
He's
He's kind of like Sandler.
Very
too.
low key. Yeah, very low key. Let me hear it.
I was thinking, you want to try that? That's good. Right? He starts laughing.
Yeah. Little whispery. Hey.
Here's my Smigel, Jimmy. When I'm pitching him, when I was at SNL, and I'd go in his little 3-foot wide office where they're writing killer sketches. Yeah. And I'd knock and go, "Hey, do you want to help me with this?" And he goes, "What is it?" And he has a nervous laugh because he doesn't want to do my sketch. So I go, "It's about a guy who does this," and he goes, I don't think I could do that. I don't think I like that one."
Very low key.
In the nicest way, laughing at you.
He's so nice, but he's kind of laughing nervously, like, how do I tell him?
Yeah, Spade.
And he would just look off into space and start laughing. You ever seen him do that? Where he's just he's in the room and he's just staring at the wall or something and laughing, looking up.
I love making him laugh though, because when you do make him laugh, I made him laugh once. He never put it in a sketch, but it was like, how does Dracula? What if Dracula was a comedy writer and he was like judging the laughs? So it's like he's like mwah ah 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 mwah ah ah, and then you tell another joke. He goes mwah ha.
The blah, blah, blah.
Yeah, blah blah mwaha. I mean, I like the other one where you do the mwah ah 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 ah. And I go, how about this joke? He goes mwaha. That's mwaha. It's like judging that. But I was at once. We did it. He does those charity things. They're really great.
Night of Too Many Stars.
Too Many Stars for autism. Mm-hmm.
And I did a bit with Tina Fey, and we were in we're Radio City or someplace, and it had an orchestra pit in the front, and he came out, and he had a laptop with him, and he's got his glasses on. I go, what are you doing? What's up? What are you doing, Smigel? And he goes, I'm changing all the fucks to shits because we're airing on Comedy Central, so we can't say dirty words. So I'm changing all the fucks to shits. Or something. I go, cool, or whatever. So I'm doing our bit with me and Tina, and I see Smigel backing up, and he's typing in this thing, and he backs up, and he falls into the orchestra pit. He falls like 6 feet down into the. I go, holy crap! I run over. I go, Smigel, are you okay, dude? What's up? Are you? He looked like a Jerry Lewis would look like if he fell. It was like a chalk outline of a body. His glasses were broken, and the laptop was in three pieces. And I ran down. I go, dude, oh my god, are you okay, buddy? And he goes, without missing a beat, he goes, change all the fucks to shits.
Oh my god, that's too funny.
By the way, what a dumb note. Like no one's offended by shit.
Like that was his last words, you know.
Wow, that was. I'm gonna laugh about that even more later. That's gonna go through my head today.
It's so funny, man.
That's so Robert. He is so fucking obsessed.
I went to a concert with Lauren. We went to go see Sting and Paul Simon, and it was an amazing concert. So they're playing together, Paul Simon and Sting, and Paul Simon, is probably in his 70s, I think, and so he just looks like Paul Simon in his 70s, and Sting is next to him, and he's just jacked.
Yeah,
he's got muscles,
is fit,
and he's got like a t-shirt pulled down, like a John Barbados kind of wrinkled. And
he's a badass,
and he just looks, and he's playing bass, and he's just got veins coming out of his muscles.
Yeah, he is
and so I came in, I went and got 2 beers and a couple hot dogs, and I gave it to Lauren. And I go, "How old is Sting?" And Lauren's like, "He's probably 63 or something." I go, "I don't think I ever want to be in that good of shape when I'm 63." And without missing a beat, Lauren goes, "I don't think you have any problem." You go, oh wait, what's he saying? I'm sorry. He goes, I don't think that'll be a problem. So I'm trying to think. I go, I don't want to be that. I don't want to be that in that good of shape when I'm 63. He goes,
it's not something you have to worry about.
I don't think you have to worry about that.
Do you have other Laurenisms? Because I've done some on this podcast, but he's a philosopher. And I don't know sometimes if they're original because they're so brilliant, or he gets them from elsewhere. But
do you remember you would do, Dana? You did Guess Which Paul?
Oh,
he's like, well, I was having dinner the other night with Paul. Guess which Paul?
That would be Paul McCartney. Dana.
Wrong. Paul Provenza.
What's the that joke? How do you get to Lauren's house? What's the directions to Lauren's house?
I don't know.
You go up to Main Street and then you go right.
That's funny.
All right.
Jimmy, do you
Never
feel like you're
underestimate
Lauren's
the value
best
of
friend?
water.
Do I feel like I'm Lauren's best friend?
Out of all the SNL people,
You've worked longer with him if you add SNL and then the 2 late shows, and now so you've worked closely with him as long as any, but 25 years or something. 20,
yeah, he's the great. Yeah, I would say he definitely.
Well, we
is
all love him.
My best friend, but I mean, if it wasn't for him, I wouldn't have gotten late night. NBC didn't really want me; they wanted someone else.
God, that's crazy.
And I remember
when I
he
heard you were
consulted me.
available, and they were thinking, "Hammer, that's so fucking perfect." I was like, if you felt like doing it, because of your
we were
range is
leaving.
so
I was
huge.
leaving SNL, and then Conan had signed something where he was going to get the Tonight Show in like 6 years or something.
5 years, yeah,
Something
which
like
was
that. It was
such a fucked up thing.
I never heard of that happening. But
They
anyways,
didn't want. They wanted to keep Jay, but not lose Conan. That was the compromise.
Yeah. So I remember I was leaving SNL, and Lauren goes, "Well, would you ever want to maybe host a show? You could take over for Conan in 5 years." And I go, "I don't know if I would do that. I mean, I think I'm going to be, big Hollywood star." He's like, "But I'm like, I'm going to go do movies or whatever." And he's like, and Tina Fey was in the office, and she was like, "I think you'd be great at that. You're like Irish, and you like to go to bars and talk to people and you talk to everyone. That'd be right up your alley."
That's all it takes.
Yeah, that's all it takes.
And all the stuff that you got to do on the talk shows that weren't totally SNL friendly. They were just different, long dance numbers, and we'll go over those in a minute. But
it was like, so then I go and I try movies. They didn't work.
Same.
And then
I'll tell you something that Sandler had said to me, because I had Clean Slate and Trapped in Paradise, and I know you had too as well. And I had things I was developing with Smigel and other people. But Sandler at one point said to me, sidles up, and you could do it better. He goes, "Carvey, they meaning the people making movies that aren't us, they don't really know how to do it. They don't really know how to make it, where to put the camera and what to be funny,
Wow.
I never forgot that. Because you said something once I found fascinating. The idea of you get to the set at 5:30 and you do the thing and the blocking and the master shot. By 10 hours later, you've said the line 150 times, 200 times, and now you're going to say it for the movie. It's like, it's not even
funny.
English.
It's not even English.
Sound like
I go, dude, I peaked at like 10 in the morning. Yeah. You want me to be funny now? I'm so exhausted. I'm like, I can't be funny. And like, then it's movies just weren't my thing at all. But then Lauren, he goes 5 years later and he goes, remember I asked you that thing? I go, yeah. I go, well, let me ask my wife because now I'm married. So I go, okay. So I asked Nancy and she's like, you got to do it. You got to do it. Look at the list. It's Letterman, Conan, and you. That's a great list. You have to do it, even if it doesn't work. So she was like, I'll move to New York. And so I said, yeah, I want to do it. And then NBC was like, yeah, we're not sure we want to be in the Jimmy Fallon business.
Oh,
really? What the fuck? After all your SNL stuff and your talk show appearances?
When did you host the Video Music Awards? Because I thought you did a great job. I go, oh, this is a whole new thing. Like, you were perfect for that.
Yeah, that
and
was...
you were playing your guitar.
2004 or something like that, or 2002 or something like that. One of those.
Was that during SNL or right after?
That was during SNL. Oh, no. That was right after SNL. That's what I was leaving to do movies and stuff.
Because that was like a good all-around.
But you were a smash right away, right?
Yeah.
When you got on that late night show, pretty much, right?
Well, it worked, yeah. It kind of.
Yeah, smash was a strong word, Dana.
Yeah, smash is a strong word.
I'll say stuff that I say about Jimmy, when he's not around. There's never been anyone with your range and you're so versatile, talent-wise. There's no one. No, I'm going back to Steve Allen, and then also your likability is a 12, and then your interview skills where you make it all about the person. You're just like Carson. So I thought you were like made out of a factory, and then tall and handsome. I was like, and he can play guitar, and he does Dylan, and he can do Neil Young better than Neil Young, and you two could make it tonight, and they think the Roots and Jimmy are better than you two. It's like it goes on and on. So yeah, I felt you were made out of some kind of German factory. We shall make the greatest talk show host in 6'2" check, voices check, likability check.
Let him go. Release him.
Dancing. I heard from somebody, a little birdie told me, that when you and Justin Timberlake are out there doing all your choreography with the choreographer, that no, he can't. You get it in one take. Like this woman does like 10 steps, and you like you can do that too. So that's my mic drop on complimenting Jimmy Fallon.
I'll take the mic drop from Danny Carvey.
And Jimmy's willing to travel to Coney Island for bits.
That's right.
Because when they do, like I always tell them when I come to New York, I go, so you do the show, which is already like a beating, just a long day, and you have to be very present and focused. And we're gonna do this. We got to rehearse this bit. And then sometimes after the show, you travel somewhere and pre-tape something.
Yeah.
It's like J-Lo wants to go on the Jungle Gym and we got to go to, Long Island for this bit. And then you got to do bumper cars with Chris Hemsworth.
But you got to do it.
30 years in, Letterman stopped doing that, right? When you get to hit 30, Christ's sakes, into that fourth decade, I think it's a hard out at 5:30, all right? I mean, that's how are you pacing yourself? I think is the question, right, David?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think, there's something about this that's fun, that's different than SNL is because it's every day. So, SNL, if you did a sketch and it tanked, you had a week
to wait.
Yeah.
You have a week to be depressed. And you're like, oh, that was awful. It's so embarrassing. This one, if I do a bit that tanks, I have another show the next day and I go, oh, I'll recover tomorrow.
Well, you also have full say, like at SNL's read through, then you're crossing your fingers and you get on like a fifth of what you hand in. If you're there, you like something, it's in. You don't like something, it's out. That's kind of good. At least you go with your strength. You go, I think I can make this one work.
We got great writers. We're in a good groove right now. We got some great writers here and good producers. It's like, oh, it's super fun. It's like, when it's really fun, it's like kind of camp. Almost like summer camp, everyone's together and I got a bit and I got a bit and I got a thing. And it's like, that's exciting for me. And so every day I come in and you go, like, oh, that's such a dumb idea, but I love it. Let's do it because it'll make me laugh.
Right. And when you go on the show, Dana knows for the audience, you're very helpful. So, it's a fun atmosphere. You get backstage, you come back, bullshit a second. And then you go out there and if I'm stumbling through a bit, you're jumping in, helping and making sure everything works. So, all that stuff helps because, you want everyone to look good and the show keeps going. But the show keeps going still. So I guess it's just up to you to figure out one day if it's just too much.
Jimmy is the only, and I've loved all my hosts, Letterman, everybody, Conan, all of them. Jimmy is the only one who I literally could go out and throw anything at him. Like I said, any accent, any bit, he would just start laughing and just go right at it. So that is singularly unique. And the next time I'm in New York, which I got to come out soon because I just want to hang out with you, I'm going to surprise you with something.
Don't tell me what it is and don't tell me what you're doing. And just do it.
Because
and let's see what happens.
I might decide when I'm behind the curtain when you're introducing me. But
I did that to we had Jerry Lewis on the show and I did that to him and he didn't really roll with it. It was weird. He was like, wait, you want to do this now? I'm like, let's have the Roots play jazz, and you do the jazz bit where like you open your mouth and you point at things.
That thing? Oh my God, that's
which
brilliant.
Is brilliant. I go, why not play with it? See if it's fun. And he goes, yeah. He goes, it's so weird getting older. I haven't been in the city in so long. Actually, when he came out, he started doing like old Jerry Lewis voice. So he was like, I first time I was, and he started.
Wow.
It's really, really interesting. I was like, cool. And then he goes, but I'm older now, and I'm taking the subway, and I'm on the subway, and he goes, and I see this kid with dyed hair. He has a spiked right. He has a red, a green, a blue hair, and he's piercings everywhere. And he's and I'm just looking at him, and this kid goes, what are you looking at? You got a problem? I go, oh, wow. And I go, what'd you say to him? He goes, I said, no, just 20 years ago I had sex with a parrot. I think you might beat my son. He was like setting me up for a joke the whole time.
Wow. It's kind of funny, though.
I felt bad for him. I thought he was getting picked on the subway, and then he was just setting up this joke.
Really dark.
It crushed. It was so funny. He's like, No, I just had sex with the parrot 20 years ago. I think you might be my son.
That's a good weird bit though, and I like it's out of left field.
Yeah, I love it. He was great.
had dinner accidentally with the ingenue in Cinderfella. We're going back to Jerry Lewis in the mid-60s, where he is writing, directing, producing his movies.
Yeah.
And it was, and then so I did watch some of it where he does this long dance on the soundstage, and it really is avant-garde. It's no wonder the French love him. I appreciated it so much more. I watched it like 6 months ago. I was like, damn. So that
was
is
that
kind of
Cinderfella,
brilliant.
the one where he's getting in the argument? He's the boss, and he has a cigar, and he's yelling to the jazz.
Yeah,
it's the best thing. It's unbelievable.
And it might have been called self-indulgent then, but now it's like it just keeps going and going and going, and it's brilliant, really.
I swear, I thought Sandler was talking about doing a remake of Cinderfella in the old days. It sounds kind of up his alley. He can say that's true or not, but I remember. Why did I hear that? I think he really just thought
that's
Jerry Lewis was funny.
Spade, are you working
Adam's
on
character.
Are you doing a new Netflix movie?
You know, that's a great question, Jimmy. I'm glad that when I just texted you that, you got it.
Because you know what? The Wrong Missy was unbelievably funny. It was fantastic. I loved it.
You know,
and everyone I
thank you,
recommend,
Jimmy.
everyone I'm like, dude, you want to laugh? Watch The Wrong Missy. You won't even believe how funny. And then everyone's like, it's the funniest movie ever.
The Wrong Missy we stumbled upon, and there was a rumor at the beginning you were going to ask us questions, but I'm glad it's finally happening. The Wrong Missy.
Is that a rumor?
There's a rumor when you were like, I want to ask you guys stuff. I'm
hey
like,
man, that
good.
movie did 200 billion minutes, or however they keep track. I mean, it was insane.
You know,
it's like a billion.
when
It did a billion
you
find
seconds.
out.
3 billion
And they
seconds.
call and they go, it's the
trillion
number one
seconds.
movie in the world. And you're like, I can't believe it. They're like, we can't believe it.
That's pretty funny.
And then like for a week straight, they're like, number one in the world. And I'm like,
Who was the
anyway.
actress that played Missy?
Lauren Lapkus. And she was
Holy
great.
moly, she was funny.
Yeah, Jim Carrey-esque level.
Yes, like
such
just enough to be so funny and not annoying. It was like brilliantly done. She should have won an Oscar.
She should have won a.
And really,
I'm
honestly,
funny.
you know, Jimmy, I was thinking that because when Tiffany Haddish was up for an Oscar for Road Trip, was it? I was thinking, it is actually possible. Like, Lauren could have been up for that because I mean, it's R-rated and stuff, but she was so good and so out of the blue.
Never seen
and
anything
so
like
funny.
it. I was
and
so
the movie
impressed.
did so well that I was like, it wouldn't surprise me. It would have surprised me because that stuff doesn't happen, and it did not.
Who
But she's
directed?
great.
Who directed that? What team was that?
That was Tyler Spindell. That was from Happy Madison.
Yeah, I know
Adam's
him.
nephew. Yeah, he's good. He did. He's doing a new one with Pierce Brosnan right now. But I would do another Wrong Missy. I actually am meeting someone today about a movie with Lauren because Lauren.
I'd say
great.
do a sequel, Wrong or Missy.
Well, we're like Bogey and Bacall at this point. I feel.
Which one's Bogey?
I don't know. I don't know who those people are.
That was like an old Laurel and Hardy
Yes.
bit. They used to go like, "No, me and the boss are just like this," and he crossed their fingers and he goes, "Which one's you?" He's like, "Well," and he points. He's like, "Well, this one's." Like, just get on with it. Yeah, he crossed it. Which finger is the boss? Yeah, get out of here.
By the way, enough about me, but I did like that. Thank you, Jimmy.
No, no problem.
Also, when you guys were talking about Neil Young, I had a confession that you said people have different levels of their voice. When I was listening to Guns N' Roses, who a lot of you people know, it's a new band.
The
Guns N' Roses,
The number one song.
when he would do
with a bullet. Guns N' Roses.
what did he do that
Guns
old song
N'
where it was,
Roses.
Guns.
Mama take this badge?
Oh yeah.
I thought it was two people singing.
Oh,
Guns N' Roses with Welcome to the
Because he
Jungle.
goes low and then he goes higher. You two fucking
Appetite.
fools. Listen to my story.
All right, go ahead, Dave.
Checking in at number 5, the boss. Bruce Springsteen, a man and his guitar. A man who likes to call his guitar his own. And here he is.
He writes, Dear
Born-
Casey, Dear
Hey.
Casey, can I ever play guitar like Bruce Springsteen? And the answer is yes. Keep your feet on the ground and keep reaching for the stars.
Dear Casey, I'm a bit of a
this is
fuck up.
Bruce Springsteen.
Is there any chance for me in show business? Of course there is.
He writes, Dear Casey, I'm a complete dick to most people I meet.
How can I be a nicer person?
Dear Casey, I read Playboy just for the articles.
Dear Casey, this may be off subject, but I whack off 35 times a day.
Dear Casey, I put a Fitbit on my left hand and I get no steps. I put Fitbit on my right hand. I get 500 million. What am I doing with my right hand?
Dear Casey, my socks tend to droop. How can I hold them up and keep them from drooping? Writes Ben
Dear
Swiller
Casey,
from Tallahassee, Florida.
I put my girlfriend's scrunchie around my dick and balls. Is there an easy way to get off?
Blue today.
Well, I don't
Spade,
care.
what are you doing?
I don't care.
What are you doing to me?
What is this, a corporate gig?
Hey,
It's
this
Fallon.
guy over here, this guy over there, over here.
No.
Get over here. Get out of
Yeah,
here.
you get here. We go enough
Get
with the
over
blue.
here first and then get out of here. Get over
the
here.
fuck out of here.
Get over here. Hey, get over here. Get out of
All
here.
right, David, finish your story. Now I feel bad.
Nobody gives a fat fuck about my stupid story about Axl Rose, who's a...
You thought it was two people.
Thank you, Jimmy. You tracked that story. But that was the one where he goes, Mama, take this badge from
take
me.
this badge from me. Yeah.
And he goes,
Wow.
Well, give me Welcome to the Jungle. You got to be able to
knocking
do
on
it.
heaven's door because he goes, knock.
this badge from me. Yeah.
No, he goes, knocking on heaven's door. Yeah. And I thought that was a different person.
Yeah.
Oh,
Does
you
anyone fucking
did.
follow this story?
You're so young. You're Arizonian.
I hate your guts.
You Arizona
Who are
guys.
you talking to, me or Dana?
No, I like you, Jimmy. You seem cool.
We're supposed to have dinner tonight.
You know what, Dana? When you
At a
come to New
celebrity
York,
hangout.
Ooh.
oh yeah, we are going to go to dinner. Me and
Dude.
Dana, we're cheating on you, Jimmy.
Oh, is Fly on the Wall being a hit just changing you guys? Or do you act different now? And
We're cockier.
Yeah, yes.
you are? And you go to
Yeah.
hotspots
Yes.
now? LA hotspots?
We go to hotspots, C and B scene. I'm a man about town.
Woo,
Making a move in my 60s.
They go,
Too
oh, you're getting
old. He
famous.
No one can do what he's doing. Check his
You're
Wikipedia.
getting famous about talking about a show that made you famous. I'm like,
He didn't fade. He's as sharp as ever. Almost 80.
I listen to you and Smartless. They're my favorite podcast.
oh yeah.
Oh, what about Clueless? That's David's new podcast. Sorry.
I like to go back to the scrunchie around the balls. That was a real question.
All right,
Do I get
I
it
won't
off? Is it
interrupt
easy to get
that.
off? Or do I?
Question
My wife
dedication.
loves this podcast. And
Oh, she doesn't like it to go too blue.
She doesn't mind people say fuck, motherfucker, shit, but you know, deep downtown gynecological type stuff
Okay.
and balls and dick. Maybe
Deep
it's
down-
not a favorite.
Downtown, uptown, round town, down.
I'm doing George Carlin.
Oh yeah.
Later,
Oh,
George,
yeah.
later George Carlin.
George, drop the G and you have orange. That was one
Why
of
are
his
there no blue fruits? There's no blue fruits.
You
Everyone
can
needs
download,
shoes.
upload, uptown, download.
Jumbo
shoes.
shrimp.
Big shoes, little shoes, brown
Garage
shoes, yellow
sale.
shoes, girls' shoes, boys' shoes. Everyone needs shoes. Boots,
Garage
patent leather
sale.
shoes.
They're not selling the garage, honey. We're selling the garage.
The king of lists. He was had an
He
incredible mind for
memorized the list and he would just, crush
the
the whole.
blueberry yogurt, strawberry yogurt, vanilla yogurt. If he'll shut the fuck up, I'll
At the end, it was like that. It was like, there's no blue food. And you go, what about blueberries? And he goes, okay, there's one.
I waited on George Carlin at the Holiday Inn in
Oh, I've
1976.
heard. Tell Jimmy.
I brought him a bowl.
And we liked it.
We
loved
it. No.
I waited on George Carlin in 1956, and he was doing hippy dippy weatherman.
He's a hippy dippy weatherman.
He's not a normal weatherman. He's a hippy doo weatherman.
Tomorrow's forecast, hot. Tonight's forecast, dark.
Tomorrow's forecast far out, man.
Far
Wasn't
out,
that
man.
his
He's
bit?
the greatest. He's the greatest guy ever, man. What about a guy who talks like this? What's your latest?
Most of my impressions are that.
Just go
I do
Daisy.
like. I was Pat O'Brien. I did Pat
Everybody.
O'Brien like that. I did a
Pat O'Brien's great.
DJ. Everything was this voice. I would do a welcome back. You're listening to Z105, everybody, and we're here with the great David Spade. David, we're just talking back. I wanted to talk about your movie. We'll be right back on the Z.
And then you they go to commercial and you go, David, thanks for being here, man. We're going to talk about your movie. I was so funny on Netflix. All right, here we go. We're coming right back.
And we're back here, Z105. I'm here with David Spade. Hey, David, I did not like your movie. That was terrible.
And you go, wait, you just told me before.
That's basically how you do Regis film, but you got to go there if you're going to do Regis. Honest to God, is there anyone better than Jimmy Fallon? No, he's very nasal. I've stolen your Regis Philbin. I do your Regis Philbin when I do it, and I do Dana yelling like Regis Philbin.
That's it. You got it.
Damn, I got one, Jimmy.
Yeah, go.
Before I got to go in a little bit, but Jimmy,
we have a hard hour.
No, Jimmy, when you go on these radio shows, like they go, Dana, like you're doing a gig in that town, and they go, you got to call into the zoo crew.
Oh yeah, Tommy and the Bull.
So they go like this: Hey, David, we got 30 seconds. Okay, we're gonna put you on hold, and when we pick up, it's gonna be Jim, Bobo, Zip, a talking zebra, a Bitcoin, a robot, and a cockatoo. Okay. You'll know who everyone is. Okay, here we go. 3, 2, 1. And you go, wait, what's going on?
I was a DJ. See if you guys think this is funny. It's not, but I was a DJ in college, and I go, it's 3:13 in the city, 2:11 on the Dane Rock. It was always a different time than the real time. It's 4:00 in the city, 3 p.m. on the Dane Rock. I don't know what that was. My moniker.
Yeah, well, it's not bad. That's your, and it didn't stick.
I like it.
It didn't stick because you're on your own planet. You're on your own thing when you're listening to Dane Rock.
Dane Rock, I know.
Well, I like it. It's 3 p.m. It's 3 p.m. in Sacramento, but it's 12:30
in the Jimmy Rock.
On the Jimmy Rock.
I used to get just Tommy and the Bull. It's Tommy and the Bull. You know, you wake up at 6 a.m. playing some shitbox club in Mississippi. You know, Tommy the Bull in the eye. You know,
yeah, the Grease Man. Remember the Grease Man?
Oh, I remember Grease. The Grease. What about like is dear? Never pay for a woman's lunch. All right,
Jimmy. I'll ask you one last question. David, you have one last question.
Does he get one last one? Okay, you got about a minute. I was going to summarize his whole appearance.
Oh, yeah, Dana usually gets one last question, then you summarize.
Go ahead, Dana.
What was it like on Saturday Night
when you're
Live?
leaving? That's the worst question. Do you ever you ever listen? You know, Howard Stern always ends his interviews the best, where he's like, "All right,
well, we've done it all. We've said it all."
No, Jimmy,
I love Howard.
You've done it all.
David, you've done it all. You've done it all. So we've said it all. You've done it all. It's great. And you've said, we've said it all.
You know you're getting pushed out the door.
You're pushing out the door. They're like, that's the end of the interview.
All right, I like his laugh when he goes,
oh yeah. I can't even do. I used to do an impression of him. Now it's just lost.
That was pretty good.
Can I do my Trump not saying anything for you?
Yeah.
Okay, we'll end on
There's
that.
no subject.
Frankly, let me tell you, you're going to be seeing a lot of it, that I can tell you. I mean, when you look at it, and it didn't work out so great for some of those people, you're seeing it all over the place. Many people are saying, we don't want that. We're not people who do that, okay? So when you look at it, what they're doing, look at all of it, people are very disappointed because it's a terrible deal, a really bad deal. We're going to be doing something very soon, and you're going to be seeing a lot of it. You're going to be happy like you wouldn't believe. He literally has no subject matter.
He's not talking about anything. Oh, it's so good.
That could fit into anything.
That's his genius.
Wait, do you have one? Come on. Do you have one question? Sorry, Dana.
What was it like on Saturday Night Live?
All right. So, David, do you want to sum it?
No, I would say, what are you happiest about when people stop you at an airport or on the street and when they mention a specific thing throughout your long career? Which is the one that kind of go, oh, you know that one? You like that one, huh?
Yeah,
you may not have that at the tip of your brain.
Oh, well, like Cowbell is the sketch everyone asks about.
Oh, yeah.
That one, which, by the way...
Let's not sleep on Cowbell. One of the best of all time.
That was not... almost didn't make it to air. That was not supposed to make it to air. It was in the... What do you call that? The
death
space
one, before Good Nights.
Yes, it's in the death one. It was in the death space.
With Christopher Walken?
Yep.
Oh,
with Christopher Walken, Will Ferrell, and it aired probably right at the end of the show, like probably 10 to 1.
5 to 1, yeah.
It was 5 to 1. It was a weird sketch, and everyone was on fire, dude. Everyone was being super funny, and it was like my third or fourth show on the show, and I remember that's where I got the reputation for laughing and breaking in the scene, because it was just Will Ferrell was so funny, and Catan and Horatio, and then Walken was doing like an impression of Walken. He wasn't even doing himself. He was, we got to what, he was like, it was
a hankering for more cowbell. Yeah,
and the room started shaking. Yeah. Do you know when SNL like shaking?
Yeah. It's hooked. Yeah,
I mean,
I was there that night when that was. I did a guest spot or something, and I remember it I call it levitated the room, like went to another level.
What sketch of yours crushed the hardest that levitated the room?
I was doing Headwood Harry with the dog is up there.
I was there for that.
I was doing Church Lady with Joe Montana and Walter Payton, a lot of sexual innuendo. I wasn't my proudest moment, but this old guy came up to me afterwards. I'm in charge of sound. I've been looking at the meters for decades, and I never seen them peak like that.
Wow.
And I said, "Come and get some."
All right.
Spade, how about you? What was your crusher? Bye-bye?
Too many to mention. Bye-bye. Also,
and you are.
Bye-bye was probably the one that we only did once or twice that had the most lasting effect. And then one of the best moments is when Farley grabs me by the neck and goes, "Lay off me, I'm starving."
Oh, yeah, the Gap Girls?
Yeah, when he goes, "Lay off me, I'm starving."
No, wait.
It starts Monday.
Wait, how did we all do impressions? And David, you did not do Michael J. Fox.
Oh, we do that a lot of shows. Yeah, casually. Sorry, you were introduced
because
David.
It's because it's sad I only do one.
No, it's not. It's people are waiting for it. It's the end of the podcast. Can you just, hey, Sarge? Hey, Sarge?
Yeah.
And Casualties of War, Michael J. Fox.
Hey, listen, you got to give me a minute on this here, Sarge. She's just a farm girl. She did nothing wrong.
Dude, you should do cameo as Michael J. Fox. Like, those things where you can do.
It's $9.
Yeah, and you charge $1. Everybody gives you $1.
Say, Sarge. Happy birthday.
You guys should do. None of us are on SNL. We'll do celebrity cameos. You should do on your show. Do all impressions, and everyone does their cameo.
Yeah,
it's funny.
We should.
Hey, I heard it's your birthday, Sarge.
I heard it's your birthday, Sarge. You're gonna have a
I
good
can't
time.
do it without saying Sarge to someone.
I need Sarge.
You got to have Sarge in there. Exactly.
He's talking to Sean Penn in the scene because Sean Penn attacked a farm girl, and Michael J. Fox
you're getting your kidney removed, Sarge. And I just wanted to wish you
the key to getting an Oscar is always look like the sun is in your eyes. Yeah, man. Sarge.
Oh yeah, that is good.
You're squinting.
That's part of it. Don't give away all the tricks. All right, Jimmy. I know you got the show tonight. We appreciate.
Enjoy the show tonight.
I'd love. Thank you so much for inviting me to do the show.
We love
you guys are two of my favorite comedians ever on the planet, and I just love both you guys so much. And congrats on the show. And I hope I didn't bore you guys too much.
No way, you're the
was
fucking stud.
Such a blast. I told David last night on our walkie-talkie. I go, Jimmy's just going to be fun, and you were. It was just a blast. It was just a blast. We didn't get to all the questions. Supposed to ask a lot of new questions. Didn't get to them. It's just a part of Scare Man.
Hey, go to the Gap. Look at the price of the cable crew neck sweaters. Okay, bye.
Bye. Thank you.
Bye, boys. Hey, what's up, flies? What's up, fleas? What's up, people that listen? We want to hear from you and your dumb questions.
Questions, ask us anything. Anything you want.
You can email us at flyonthewall@cadence13.com. Yeah, you read it.
Okay. This is from Linda Brandt. Hi, David and Dana. That's nice.
Hi, Linda.
If you could go back and be on any season of SNL other than your own, which cast would you most want to work with? And what do you think you could add to the mix? Thanks for the podcast. I look forward to it almost every week. Sometimes I'm busy. That's too much information. So anyway, what do you think? Who would you go back to or forward to?
I have a big coat on right now. By the way, if we ever sell merch, Dana, we'll sell just a black T-shirt. That's your merch.
It's called Be Simple and Black.
It's called Be Cool. You're cool.
Chicks like this. If you have a pair of Levi's and a black T-shirt, and you're kind of fit, like most of our crew is here, the ladies go crazy. It's all about the relationship between the shoulder and the hip.
If I had to go back in time and do an SNL cast, I think I would probably want to be on that first year just because it was such an explosion of just blew up the whole country and no one saw it coming. I don't think I could add a lot to it. I'm not a super character guy. I would just like to be there because it was so cool and it was such a big fucking deal. Dana?
Thank you, David. I think that when I think about people I'd like to play with, I couldn't really pick a cast or a season, but I'd love to have been in Coneheads with Dan Aykroyd, or loved to have done something with Bill Murray. I got to do stuff with Phil Hartman and Mike Myers and Adam Thobalthu and all those people. Whenever you make a list, later on you're up at night. What's wrong, honey?
Well,
I
Will
forgot
Ferrell,
to mention.
yeah.
I'd love to be in a killer sketch with Will Ferrell. I did do one where Will is 6'4", 230, and I played his dad, Bush Sr. He was Bush Jr., and he had to sit on my lap. I'm 5'8", 150 on a good day. So that was, but the surgery was successful. It was a hip, but no, we did do that, and that was awesome. I do also... Well, I like everybody. I think the current cast is best. I hate a grumpy old man, and my day was better. I say the current cast. I would love to go in there with Chris Redd and Heidi Gardner, and obviously that's all I can do. I'm sorry, I can't answer the question because it's fool's game.
It takes people a long time to know the cast. So by the time you know them well is about the time when they leave. So the cast is usually more famous after the show. When we were there, not many people knew us, and then you leave and they go, "Oh, that was such a great time." Meanwhile, everyone said we sucked. So when we were there, and that usually happens, they go, "This cast sucks."
I wish I'd stayed a few more long. I could have gone toe to toe with you. Since we should have done some kind of like, "Hey, I'm Fricky, I'm Fracky." It's a little talk show characters.
Fricky and Fracky could have possibly gone a read through and crushed it. But thank you for asking, and keep the questions coming, and we'll keep the answers long.